Mic test 1 2. Can I get chat to tell me whether or not this sounds alright for me? And then music, and then I'm gonna have people talking over it. So mic test 1 2. Can I get chat to tell me whether or not would it echo? Okay, they want me a little bit better. Somebody in the room, can you say something? Compare your volume against mine.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I am currently speaking a sentence so that there is more sample size for testing the audio.
I'm gonna play a little song. Tell me whether or not
One,
this
two,
works as
three.
background music.
1, 2, 3.
I'll start it.
Alright. Alright, for once I'm low.
Jester. There you go, bud.
Alright. Back to being muted. Okay, well that was fantastic. What an amazing opening. Welcome back, everyone.
Let's go.
To the Temple of the Lava Bears. It's been a little while. And, man, I did not miss this. So welcome back, of course, as always. I'm joined by, some friends of mine. I don't know, I'm really starting to question that about now. How are you guys doing?
Filthy degenerate. All of you.
I'm currently drinking a bottle of Iron Brew. How are you doing today? Like a true Scotsman.
Oh, Christ. Alright.
Fuck weebs.
Psycho Kira.
Alright, well, now that we've already immediately gotten off of track of the fucking introduction, welcome back, everyone, to the Temple of the Lava Bears. We're gonna pick up exactly where we left off last time, except it's been a little while, so I think maybe a quick summary, a review, if you will, is in order. So, without further ado, let's go back in time a little bit to when our party of adventurers first arrived in the town of Swassen, not but a day ago. You guys met the constable of the town, Constable Harvey, in one of their most famous local inns, the Flaming Bear, which you had a conversation with Mr. Harvey and learned a lot about the situation that's been going on and that people have gone missing. This cult
I tried to seduce him.
tried to seduce him. You know, a lot of shit happened, and then physical, literal shit happened on Madame Rose's steps. That was fun.
It's not in my notes. It's not real.
And
Psycho Kira pushed our kobold friend into the pile of shit.
yeah, that happened.
Yes.
And then pushed. What happens if I betray you? Who finds out?
And then after this, you guys made your way to the local nearby volcano, as you do, and discovered that oh, almost forgetting. You guys were given a bunch of magic items. You were given ash cloaks to protect you in the heat of the volcano. You guys also purchased some magic items from Madame Rosa before shitting on her doorstep. And then made it to the volcano, whereupon which you found an entrance into the volcano in the form of a what is it? Not the cinder cone of it, a lava tube, which you guys meandered on down. In there, you fought a bunch of weird, not super clear elemental creatures in the ash and the soot and the smoke, as wind and air and a whole bunch of stuff kicked up and blinded all of you. Defeating them, you made your way to yonder pit of magma over here, where, of course, our local kobold friend was thrown clear across the whole chasm. And then everyone else made it across the chasm without anything going wrong at all. It was totally fine. After some mild cultist interrogation, you guys made your way through much of the dungeon, only stopping occasionally to check out some rooms that didn't have too much in it, so that you could stop the chanting of the cult going on in the shrine room of what must be an underground volcano temple. Just recently.
Hold on.
Yes?
Tell him about the part where I kicked all those corpses in the lava.
There was remember this room? Where all of they found the villagers who they were looking for almost immediately and then cremated them? That was fun. Yeah, so...
In the notes, they could have come back as zombies.
Yep. Mystery solved, and immediately no longer important, because they're literally... their bodies are burned. So, now we're here, having just defeated... having just stopped the cults from chanting their weird demon summoning chant, saving a kobold and his friends who were imprisoned in a nearby room in the process, and I believe charming everyone with some seductive dancing before everyone,
Except me.
except for Psycho, before deciding to take an hour rest, where we rejoin everyone back in the temple. I'll let you guys take it.
I'm washing myself.
With what?
That's
know,
a good question.
We're gonna assume I have a water skin and I'm pouring it on myself.
Okay.
I'm
What
fully
are you gonna
clothed.
drink later?
Nothing.
Psycho Kira, I have a
Hey.
request.
I'm gonna be praying off in the corner, licking my wounds, and trying to ask for my God's forgiveness of what happened the last hour as I worshipped somebody other than him.
The Psycho Kira, the blade that you were given, the one that has the darkness that silences those injured with it. May I borrow it for a short time?
Don't give it to him.
As I rub my armpits with the only bit of water that I have in the realm of supplies.
Don't do it. You're making a dire mistake, sir.
I would, but I do not believe I have it.
Oh. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Where did it go?
Perhaps Graku Stirbane has it. He
Oh,
was
yes.
interested in its craft.
I go to the orc praying in the corner. Hey.
Yes.
Do you still have that blade that's like super dark? Like people don't make noise when you stab them.
And if I do,
I
do
would,
you want it?
I would like to borrow it for a short time.
Under one condition.
Yes.
You do not try to eat another heart.
Oh, cross my heart. Hope to die. I wouldn't think of it in your company.
Why did you try that anyway? That was so strange.
Give me the blade. Come on.
I'll
Don't
stare at
give him-
you.
Don't give him the blade.
Are you telling the truth, or do I have to make an insight check?
No.
Nah, fuck that shit. I'm making an insight check anyways. That's because what's that? 11. I'll pull it out of my my bag. I'll stare at it again. I'll press it against your chest until I like push you ever so slightly, a couple inches back. I'll get real close to you, where you can feel my breath. This hot, just meaty breath of an orc just brushes on you. I will kill you if you decide to use this for evil, kobold.
That's hot.
Okay,
I'll let go
sir.
of it.
Wow, we started off tense today. Jesus Christ. You guys are
Then you're not gonna heal?
You guys are
I
hardcore.
still remember.
How do I heal?
So
Roll hit die.
allow me to, for the audience especially, and for those of you who are not very experienced, after a short rest, after spending an hour in the temple, resting, recuperating, getting your energy back, you're allowed to expend hit dice to heal yourself a number of times equal to however many hit dice you have, which in this case is just whatever your current character level is. So you have 5 hit dice to spend, as determined by your class. I believe bards have a D8.
Correct.
And so you can roll any number of them. You can roll 1d8, and then every time you roll a hit die, it's added, or you add your Constitution modifier, and you gain that much health back. Additionally, any effects that you get back after a short rest, you get back. So I think that your Bardic Inspiration, if you used any of those, should come back after a short rest.
He did not.
I didn't use a single one.
Okay, well, if you did have those, you would get them.
Okay.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm going to take the blade. I'm going to strap it to my side.
I'm looking right at that kobold.
And I will twiddle my thumbs for the next hour.
How the fuck do I just roll dice?
If you go in your character sheet, you can click the hit dice, and it'll roll it for you. Or if you wanted to roll them regularly, it's /R and then whatever thing you're doing. So in this case, it'd be /R 1d8 plus 1. There you go. So that's one. You can do that up to 5 times until you have all your health back.
I would like to investigate the room where all the kobolds were chained up and everything.
Sure. This looks like it was at one point some kind of prayer quarters where people would come and kind of like a confessional, but more open than that. These little cubbies where a couple of people can fit were converted into like kind of makeshift jail cells with just iron bars placed, making a cell-like structure that fit a couple of kobolds each. There was an attempt at a gate to be made at the far end of one, and all of the other little cubbies were connected by knocking a small hole between the little divisions, since they weren't too thick to begin with.
With the 16 investigation, like searching the cubbies and everything, am I able to find like knickknacks that the kobolds had like stowed away, or anything along those lines?
Yeah, they were playing a fantastic regional game of Dragon Knuckles, where you take a bunch of rocks and you like roll them on a ground in a specific way, and depending on how they're rolled, if you lose, you have to jump on all of them with bare feet.
So is there blood everywhere?
No, they have scaly feet.
Fucking
It's a
idiot.
Where do they poop?
Given the cleanliness of the room, it looks like they weren't in here for too long, and it doesn't look like there are any other kobold bodies that had been disposed of. So you think that Hraxus might have been the first one that the cultists got to. This also explains the fact that there haven't been any, any other weird anomalies since you guys have got here.
Can I check the portal that was up?
I see.
Investigate to see if I know what it is. or
So
anything
as
like
soon as the ritual stopped, as soon as the last person who was chanting stopped chanting, in this case it being the leader falling into the magma pit, the portal slowly closed, all of the tendrils were retracted, and that tear in reality went back to like a whoop, and then it was gone.
So, is there any structure that was making this portal as well, or was it just hanging?
It seemed to be just floating in thin air.
Any runes in here? Sigils?
Not that you can see, no. The only weird... Well, there is something that's interesting about this room. I'll put the picture up for everyone else. Remember what it looks like. One of the doors in this room, the one way down here, is different than the rest. It is not just like a regular stone door like the rest of the ones that you've seen here so far. Number one, it's locked. Oops, sorry, didn't show you. Number one, it's locked. And number two, it is entirely black, like obsidian, almost like a shiny color to it. It also is inscribed with some writing along its borders that none of you seem to be able to understand. That door stands out the most.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to turn around and take a look at the pool of magma that I knocked the leader into prior.
I wink at you from across the way.
I'm not looking at you.
I'm winking anyway. I'm trying to catch your attention. I'm wiggling in places. I bathe myself with my water skin.
I continue looking, think to myself for a moment. No, it couldn't have been him. And then I'll go and instead search someone else and a different body within the room.
So
to see if any of them have a key upon them.
Make let's say an investigation check.
Cool. Fuck yeah.
That's pretty good.
Part of their bodies like
-1.
There were a good amount of bodies in here, and you searched them pretty cleanly, as well as any other, like, under and around the pews and stuff. You find some old desiccated books that have, like, literally as soon as you try to pick them up, they fall apart in your hands. And you search through all of the bodies and find a menial amount of gold between them all, and no real important anything. You find like a total of maybe 56 gold between all of them, in mixed 56 in mixed coinage. And then you remember seeing that cultist with his weird mask and his leathery bat wings that sprouted out of his back, and that weird, wicked, curved sacrificial dagger that he was holding just kind of plunged straight into that magma pit, that big hole right in the middle of the room. And all of his shit went
Yeah.
all kind of burned up. Very Star Wars-esque.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to. Realizing that there is apparently no key to the room, I have no clue wheresoever it could have gone. And so I am going to, first of all, turn to the obsidian door and investigate it for traps.
I'll include, well, I was going to say I'll include it in your other investigation check that you already made. But the only thing that you notice about the door is that it's unusually cold to the touch compared to the area around you, considering that you're in a fucking volcano with a magma stream running through it. It doesn't feel like it's metal, but it would almost feel like as cold as metal would be.
Okay. Also overlay. With the thieves' tools that I have, I am
Could
going
I?
to.
Sorry to cut you off there, bud. I was wondering if I could come over to the door. Now, prior to my class, my religion and everything that I know about structures, weapons, and buildings, specifically more weapons and armor. And I'm looking at the structure and I touch it. And after finishing my prayer, could I try to make a check to see what this is? Because this is odd.
About what, the door or the shrine?
The door itself.
Okay, sure. Make a religion check.
Sure. Religion, where are you, bud? There it is. 19.
So you notice a couple of things. I think I had already mentioned previously, but I'll restate again. The room has 6 statues in it that are holding up. 6 statues that basically behave as pillars, holding up the ceiling of this room. The shrine itself looks like it's dedicated to this rather sharp-featured, young-looking woman in several of the statues. And the door looks like it doesn't really have much to do with her. Or maybe... Like, the language you certainly don't understand, and nothing about it seems to be divine, more arcane. Like, they're probably arcane sigils or glyphs or something like that. Everything about the shrine itself lends you to believe that she's probably some kind of god of nature or something. Maybe life. Probably not life. Probably nature. But that's all that you can get a read on from just the environment that you've seen so far.
Understood.
I attempt to pick the door.
Well, with that kind of roll, you look at your thieves' tools, and then you look at the door, and you punch the door solidly, and you go out.
What skill is associated with unlocking doors?
If you have a set of thieves' tools, you can use those. Otherwise, you're using sleight of hand.
It's dexterity.
It's dexterity.
In either case, it's dex-based.
After concluding my investigation of the upper room, I would like to continue my investigation to the next available room.
Sure.
The door I am in front of, does it open?
It does. It's just a regular stone door. It extends some 40-ish feet. Let me check the actual distance. 30-ish feet before it turns left.
I skip over to the kobold.
Let us proceed, my minion.
Proceeding is the other way.
What?
This way. I point over to the left.
But what is this door?
I don't know, and I do not care. Let's go.
I will step to the side and I will bow to you first, my liege.
I skip ahead.
I'll silently, I'll get up after staring at the door for a little bit, look that the party is split up for a little bit, and think to myself, probably best to check over here. And I'll get behind the group and stumble.
I peek around the corner.
I shut the door.
And you shut the door on me?
I go follow Psycho Kira.
I see at least one of you is brave enough to follow your true leader.
Well, allow me to reveal one thing at a time. This hallway is really fucking long. It goes at least 60, 65 feet before it you can see 2 doors on the right side, and then what looks like some more beyond that. I'll reveal a couple of stuff over here as well, although for the sake of the fucking viewership, let's not split up too much, because the camera can only see so much.
Okay.
Split up more.
So,
Motherfucker.
Psycho, you see that this room kind of behaves like a U shape. It has, it looks like it links up with that other door in the shrine that you had seen already. It also has some stairs that descend down in this direction, the west. And also there's a door inlaid in this wall over here, and a door on the other side of the hallway from where you are looking right.
Hey, you want to do initiative so we can do this like piece by piece?
Yeah, if we're gonna stay split up, let's do that.
I love my -2 index.
2 dice.
It's great. He's just a big burly bear, man. That's just what he is.
Wait, why is it sending it to GM?
You
fuck,
might
I'm
have
dumb.
your
I'm dumb.
you might have
Yeah,
your
yeah,
whispers
yeah.
turned to
Don't
Gene.
worry, I can
I rolled a 22. Fuck you.
I can add it to you. It's fine. I saw it, so.
Understandable.
And then Steve, yeah, you added your name. Right, let's order that. Tao?
Well, I look back at Damien and say,
This hallway is extremely long. Who knows what sort of treacherous cultist may lay?
then I begin skipping down the hallway.
Wait, tell me.
Yes, I'll skid on the heels of my fine boots.
Do you think we can collect on the goats now?
Oh, the
I forgot to tell you. I found the villagers earlier. They're all dead.
Oh. No, I knew that already.
Oh. Well, they're really dead now. I shoved them into lava. There's no way that anyone will ever recognize them because they are legitimately just dust.
Do you think they'll still give us the goats?
Man, probably. I mean, if we survive, which may not happen. Imagine if we were to surface from the volcano. Who else has done that, right?
You don't have to yell. I'm right here.
What?
By the way, I forgot to mention this. Sorry to cut you guys off, Moon. In the midst of worshiping you, I would have told you 100% that I'll keep you and protect you as much as I can. Oh, hold on, let me do this in his voice. I will protect you with everything I can, and I would have handed you a platinum ring.
Oh, what does it do?
Put it on, and I will save you if time comes.
Okay.
Ancient
I'll wear
orc
that shit.
folklore tells that if you love it, you should put a ring on it.
That was good. That was good.
Okay.
My
on that,
apologies for cutting you off. Go on.
I'm gonna skip up to the door.
So there are 2 doors here, separated roughly by a gap of like 20 feet in the hallway, and then a double door further beyond that. These look like regular stone doors, not weird like that black obsidian one you saw earlier.
I kick it inward.
Alright. You find what looks to be sort of an improvised barracks. Lots of bunks have been, well, stacked on top of each other with some small chests on several of them and tucked under them, and lots of different clothes and belongings, backpacks, bags, etc. thrown about all over the room. The weirdest thing, and that's probably the most unsettling about this room, is that there's a pretty consistent dusting all over the beds and all of the furnishings, and kind of all over the floor as well. It also doesn't smell great either. In total, you count about 12 beds.
You said dusting?
Yeah. I will say that some of these are not in great condition anymore. They look like they were probably used by the temple as well, like, stone furnishings and whatnot, but some of them are clearly beyond repair. It's like a weird dust that covers everything.
Does it look like the dust that fucked our shit earlier?
No, that was just soot and ash.
Okay.
This is like kind of a grayish white, like an off-white color. There's also some darker bits.
Damien, search this room for any valuables. On the off chance we do not receive our goats.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna skip to the right here and then go on to Mr. Steve the Kobold.
Steve?
Well, I'm gonna follow Psycho Kira.
Yeah.
Big boss, man.
Hi.
How do you know this is the right way?
Natural samurai instinct. Never wrong.
Oh, okay. I open the door in front of him. Allow me.
Very well. Young cultist.
Uh,
I open the door.
sure. Man, I did real well with furnishing these things. That I had to do that, didn't I? I certainly got to some of
It's
them.
so beautiful.
God damn it. What room is this? Yes, this one. First of all, before you open the door, you notice this one is also an unusual door. Not as nearly as ominous as the last one. But the door of this room is elaborately carved with the relief of a huge cinder cone. Rows upon rows of people wrap around the base of the volcano, bowed in reverence, bathing in the holy light of the volcano. The room beyond the door is well appointed but dusty. It looks like it has been searched recently, but not occupied or used. It also appears to be an office. A stone desk near the far wall has a number of chairs around. Bookcases in the room are covered in a large number of near identical books, whose covers are made of brown and red leather. 2 bureaus stand at attention at the end of the room on either side of the desk. A large black tube made of stone is hung on the wall behind the desk.
I'm searching that room up and down.
I'm also going to come into the room and search it.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. I will thoroughly read some of the, give some of the books a glance over.
So, for those of you who, well, let me show you what this thing that you've come across looks like. The most interesting thing in this room, clearly, is the weird-looking tube on the wall. It's hung up pretty, like, it almost looks pristine, which is interesting. But yeah, it's a black tube that is etched with images of swimming turtles and images of people playing it with its end partially submerged in water. It's about...
It looks like a didgeridoo.
It is a didgeridoo.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! If only you were there to know that.
I know. I'm too busy pillaging the locals.
So yeah, otherwise there is a stone desk here that doesn't look like it has any drawers or anything in it, because it was probably used more for meetings and the like. And a lot of these books seem to be, and by identical, I mean like quite literally identical books, like multiple copies of the same book, the only difference being the leather backing that's on them. Every book on the first page or inside the cover has a stone block carving. The wood block print on the first page shows a similar young lady like one that you had already seen, with sharp features, sitting at the edge of a volcano surrounded by water. Her toes are touching the edge of the water, and a bird sits on her outstretched hand. Beside her, a bear stands at the base of the volcano.
I'm gonna use that Arcana roll for is the pipe magical, and what is the origin of that
So the
depiction?
instrument clearly is, first of all, an instrument, and it does seem to radiate a magical aura around it, although you're not sure at all what it does or what it do. The etching on it seems to suggest that you're supposed to put one end into a liquid and then play it, which is unusual. You also have no idea what the fuck. What else are you asking about?
The depiction that you described.
Oh yes.
Is there anything I know about that?
No, it just seems to be another depiction of that same lady in the statues that you saw in the shrine.
All right. I will end my turn there.
Damien.
I'm just gonna search the room.
All right.
For anything shiny, really.
So you find some more personal belongings between all of the bags and things. A couple of like small foot lockers that you flip open. Not anything super interesting. And while you're looking, you start to feel kind of uneasy about this flaky, weird dust. And then you are even more bothered by the smell of a lot of this stuff. And in uncovering one of the beds, you find just straight up raw big toe.
Oh.
It's people!
Give me them toes. Give me them toes.
I put it in my pocket.
I do not think that's what "give me them toes" means.
I'm just gonna like leave this room. I guess I'll go to this door if that's all right.
Sure. It only then reoccurs to you that a lot of the cultists, not the leader that you had really seen, the ones that you did see seem to be afflicted by this weird disease, this illness that is like leprous, and then kind of clue on to the fact that these flakes might be skin.
Oh.
The smell might be. That's gross.
I'm peeking.
I'm really glad that I ate before the session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just finished eating too. Like
Yeah.
literally.
So
I'm holding out to the frame of the door, like barely peeking my head around the corner, watching him do stuff.
nice.
Continue.
The next room contains a grand, very wide, very long dining room. It has a huge fucking table that was clearly at some point used for feasts made of stone, with stone benches all around the side of it. There looks like there may have been a spot for a large chair, like a high back chair at the end as well, but it has been removed since the base of where it must have been once, has been turned to rubble. And not much of it is left. There is a door on the far, far side of the room, and also a set of double doors that leads in through the hallway. No food
What's
is
it?
left here, though. Everything that would have remained has clearly been turned to ash, though there are a couple of
Alright.
broken clay plates and utensils and things. Psycho.
So, after a solid minute or so of reading through the books, I will close it with a look of determination upon my face. Turn to Steve.
Huh?
I can't read. I'll put the book back.
He's a little.
I will take the rod and so you said that around the bottom of it there is a pattern.
Yeah, look at the stream.
A pattern of water, or would you say it's water or liquid?
The stream.
Okay.
You tell me. What does that look like to you?
I would say the turtles can't survive in lava, so I'm going to presume it's water.
Okay.
And
Deduced.
I will take out my water skin.
Yep. I would say that I'll just, before you go any further, the end of this didgeridoo is about 6 inches in diameter.
As you are doing this, I will say, be careful. That is magical. We have no idea what that thing will do.
So unless you have...
Let's just find
and-
out.
And I take a step out of the room.
Uh-huh.
Is there a... just from memory, was there a bowl of some sort somewhere, like upon the altar or anything?
That fat kush.
There was a basin in this room way the fuck back here. But the basin was completely empty.
Okay. I'm going to turn to Steve Steve,
Peeking my head through the door. Yeah.
may I borrow your water?
I'll place my cask on the ground and I'll kick it over to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I will take that and my water skin, run back to the basin at the very beginning.
Okay, that's gonna be a while.
I will dash.
All right.
Wait, so you just take my water skin and you just like take off?
Yeah.
Get
Basically.
followed him, bitch.
He runs past all of the other doors in the other rooms and runs back to the one basin that he remembers being in this temple. It was empty long ago. I will say that the image seems to suggest that the thing needs to be mostly submerged, like about halfway in water, given the depiction and the coloration of the etching. And you have like 2 liters of water.
Okay. And the basin is not quite.
The basin is like
Yeah.
like a bird bath kind of thing, where you might, you know.
Okay. I will. Okay. Recognizing that,
Huh?
I will instead.
Still want to do a marathon? You want to like run some laps?
No,
Okay.
I'll. Instead, I'll just check this door up here, taking the didgeridoo with me, and I will also give him back his water.
Okay, fantastic.
Or rather, after him kicking me over his cask, I will ignore it and just walk out the room.
Okay, cool. You walk over to the other door over here, another regular stone door, not unlike the other ones, and just look at that.
It was rude.
This is a very small 10 by 10 or like 15 by 15 foot room, with just one feature in it. It has hold on. It has a 3 foot tall, 2 foot wide basin, completely filled with crystal clear water.
This is bullshit. He made that just now.
It is.
I will.
It is a.
behind the scenes.
It is. No, it's baked into the map. You can go and fuck yourself. The unusual thing about this is that the water would be vaporized under regular temperatures that this volcano would heat at.
Okay. With no hesitation, I go up.
Yep.
Stick it in.
Uh-huh. You want to make a raw Constitution check to see how well you can play this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Constitution.
See how long you can blow on it.
All right. So there's some amount of circular breathing and lung power that's required to play something like a didgeridoo. You want to give me a didgeridoo sound while I explain it a little?
I'm going to make the sound that I believe a didgeridoo will make.
Oh. Yes. That is not obnoxious at all. I regret that immediately. Anyways.
I like how 3 people tried to do the sound too. Like,
I've got a bottle right here. I'm trying. It's not working.
Anyways, the
Oh, is it that fucking sound? 1 second. I've got a glass bottle
no,
here.
it's
Give
not
me a
that
second.
sound. It's the one that goes.
No, that's
Are you
totally
sure?
what
Because-
it sounds like. There
Okay.
you go. There you go.
Hate all of you. Shut up. The first thing you notice about the didgeridoo is that when you put it in the water and blow, it offers very little resistance. It is as if it's like the difference. Clearly, you can get some air through, and some bubbles begin to like bubble up out of the basin through the water. But there is like, if you had a straw that were this big and you forced through as much air as possible, it would offer a lot more resistance than this is, and it's not hard at all. It also makes
Okay.
some didgeridoo-ish sounds, which comes from the vibration of the end of the didgeridoo, but it doesn't sound as low as it would be. Normally, a didgeridoo is like quite bassy, and this is you only get a little bit of sound, and even then, it doesn't reverberate as much as you think it should.
Do turtles start to come out of the pot?
No.
Is that what happens?
No, it merely bubbles with air.
Does anything visual happen aside from that?
Not really, no, not that you can tell. Nothing else magical about it, like, reveals itself to you either.
I'll pull it out and play it normally.
Even less resistance than playing it in the water. It's like blowing through just an open.
Can I make a performance check
Make
to try and play it in the water?
make a int check for me, please.
his specialty.
An intelligence
Yeah,
check?
intelligence
oh man,
check.
this is
Ready
my
to see the
fucking...
hot zero?
see-
I'm about to
Yeah.
see a natural one
Let's see,
minus
yeah.
1 buck. Dude, what is this shit?
So the normally a didgeridoo, based on your rudimentary knowledge about how this kind of instrument works, it needs something about the internals of the structure of a didgeridoo makes it so that when you push hard enough, it causes the whole thing to vibrate, and that vibration is what makes the sound. But you need a lot of force to get the air all the way through it, and this thing is offering you no resistance, meaning that you can't really build up any force at all. Even in the water, it offers no resistance. So that's why it vibrates a little bit in the water and makes kind of a didgeridoo sound, but it's really high pitched. Unusual. I'm gonna say that's the end of your turn for now.
Yeah.
Could we point out the person with a -1 int has made 3 intellect checks and has not
16.
got below a 15?
Yeah.
He's very street smart.
Shit gets
He's not
Okay.
very book smart.
Listen, it's his day today. You know,
The
everybody's
first
got a
question I would like to ask:
Every day is my
Do you
day.
speak Orcish?
Huh?
Moon, do you speak Orcish?
I don't think so.
On the ring, something says in Orcish that goes all the way around it,
Where are my
but there is a
languages
name in.
in the character sheet, by the way.
day. What is your what?
Items.
It's enlisted in items, the languages.
Right
Oh,
next to languages in the bottom left. Sorry, right next to items in the bottom left of the equipment. You can see language. You speak Common and Elvish. You also see your weapon and armor provision.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. The platinum ring I gave you says something in Orcish that goes all the way around it, and then at the end of it, it says something in common. It's a name, and it says Lioness.
Linus.
Lioness.
Okay.
I speak Orcish. Bruh.
If you can see the platinum ring,
Oh, okay.
I'm dancing.
sure, I definitely would have saw.
doing jazz
the
hands
platinum ring.
behind the door. You can
Just
totally
because-
see the glint.
Sure. On the platinum ring, you can read it perfectly fine, Damien. It says, "Brothers and sisters in arms, I stand with you, Lioness."
Aw.
Sorry.
Can't wait to pawn this.
I'll continue down the hall. I'm out of breath because I'm trying to follow these people, and I'm so slow. Just genuinely a big orc. And I see him dancing around. How in God's name does he know how to do that? After seeing everything, I'll take silent more prayers after seeing the big toe that was scaly and has the disease.
I never said it was scaly, but all right.
Oh, my apologies. The flaky. That was the
Yeah.
word. My apologies.
Yeah, skin flakes.
I'll continue going down the hallway, and I'll pass them as they search these rooms.
I do jazzes and hands at you as you walk by.
The D&D equivalent of frosted flakes, skin
I'll
flakes.
awkwardly wave at you. That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Anyways, so at the end of this hallway, you walk past a trough that's inlaid in the wall here that then submerges again. Like this part right here looks like it's just like level with the ground, and then it goes down underground through probably like a 1.5 foot diameter hole that just kind of moves forward like a tube. Around the corner, you see the rest of this hallway that ends in some rocky, like, rubble and stuff. This is another place of the temple that must have succumbed to cave-ins or just natural weird phenomenon. Much like what's happening with this door that you're standing next to as well. This stone door is under some serious pressure. It is buckling from the other side, only barely holding back whatever it is that is applying pressure to it. When you touch it with your hand to investigate it, it is very hot to the touch.
I wonder what it could be.
Open
Could I
it,
try
old
to?
man.
Could I? Could I try to listen to the other end? Could I hear like swishing sounds of lava or anything?
You put your ear to it. It's very, very hot. You don't hear sounds of like running or moving magma or anything, but if you recall back to the other doors that you had seen previously, these things are like 6 inches thick of stone.
I'll cast guidance on myself.
Yep.
And I'll keep away from that door for a moment.
Okay.
And I'll come over here and look down it. Do I see anything?
You see more rubble. A bit of the hallway here has caved in, and there's also a considerable amount of like dust and ash in this part as well. Just kind of regular old rubble disarray that hasn't been cleaned up or attended to by anyone else. This is especially
look back to the
concentrated.
door.
Excuse me. This is especially concentrated around the trough as well. Sorry, Richard.
No, that's fine. I was just. So the tube over here that kind of goes down. Does it angle to the point where you can't see anything, or does it just go
The
straight?
trough is it's about the size of as like you would put feed for like a horse, but obviously it doesn't have any horse feed, and it just kind of dips maybe like 2 feet and then just continues in the wall. You can see up until like, it's quite dark in there as well, so you can see like up until maybe halfway through the arc of it dipping down, and then it just goes into darkness.
I think to myself, my character, are they feeding something? And I'll look around on it. Do I notice anything else that's recently went down here? Dry blood?
The main thing that you notice here is a lot of pumice, stone, and rock and obsidian, that kind of thing. From
Okay.
your best guess, they probably were like this is probably the same kind of magma flow tubes that was under that bridge that you guys crossed over, as well as the shrine room. You figure they probably use this for transportation of lava or something. Or maybe it feeds into a river somewhere else. You're not entirely sure.
Fuck it. Let's have some fun. I'm gonna try to open that door.
All right.
Yeah.
I've got guidance on
I
myself.
was gonna
and come up
open
to
it anyway.
All right.
I'm gonna come to it.
Well, make a strength check, athletics if you have it.
Athletics. I'm not proficient in it, but I have a +4.
Well, here we go. Now or never.
Do I roll it?
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
sweet.
go ahead.
We're doing it.
That is hold. Wait.
I see.
17.
All right.
Wow.
You give it a hard tug, like you brace yourself up against it, and then you pull as hard as you can, bearing the heat, and then it comes out maybe like an inch. You hear the sound of grinding stone, and then the grinding stone gets louder, and then it gets kind of like it grinds for a bit, and then it just comes to a halt. Then you let go of the door and you go, oh. And then the door slams open, sending you flying this way. Because of the way that it opens. This door swings open. Whoops, other way around. Yeah, you actually would have been sent up against the wall over here. I bet. This door flies open like this. And a river flow of magma, about 4 feet high, just literally pours out of the room.
Oh no! Oh god!
Beyond it is what looks like some staircases that go up, but it's kind of hard to see considering there's all this fucking magma that is literally just pouring over you. Do you want to make a dex save perhaps to like dive out of the way, or maybe
My
not get
best?
pushed by the door and then trampled by lava?
Oh no!
Yeah,
10.
you're gonna need that guidance. Well,
Unfortunately, it's resistance for that saving throws.
Oh yeah, it save and throws is resistance.
oh right.
There is a
Which
stuck
I
on
don't
it.
know
That's-
if I have. I do not have it.
That's a different spell. All right. Well,
Yes.
Tau, you see your humble orc friend walk over to this door, be very confused by it, and then fucking throw it open. And then a bunch of lava also begins to like kind of pour down the hallway, this way and this way, and into the lava trough, and in your direction. and it just kind of
How fast is it coming?
it's not super fast enough for you to like run out of the fucking hallway. But it's like by the time it gets to you, it's still like a shin deep lava magma that would easily set you on fire. Gruck, you get fully like smashed by the door and also the lava magma.
Don't die.
So let's
Oh, I'm dead as fuck.
let's roll some dice.
If I die here, it's fine.
Oh my god.
I don't expect to live this.
If it makes you feel any better, I was definitely gonna open that door on my turn.
So-
We lost. We lost a hero.
I will tell you what. It is not the full damage of falling into a pit of lava. That is far worse. This is still pretty fucking bad though. Excuse me.
Go ahead and roll.
It is 4d10 bludgeoning and 3d6 fire.
Okay.
35.
No, God. Turn
3
away.
HP.
3 HP.
What about his cloak?
I will let you.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I will let
Yeah,
you.
cloak.
Oh right. That's why I rolled it separately. The cloak takes half of the fire damage, which is 13. So the cloak takes 7. You take 6.
7.
So you are at 10 health. I will let you dive whichever way you would like, as the lava basically just funnels you down one way of these hallways.
Is there any openings for me at all? Can I jump to safety? Could I
The
get on top
the lava
of something?
at the door is 4 feet high. So like if you open this door,
Alright.
that's like the door being about 3 feet wide, 7 feet tall. You open the door, and 4 of the 7 feet in height is magma that falls onto you and pushes you in one of the 2 directions. Which one would you like to be? Would you like to go to the west or the south?
Not the
One
not the
that's not
corridor.
gonna kill me.
Okay,
Hang on to the top of the door.
you are dumped down here with the end of the magma flow, as it is like heavy as shit, solid rock, just pushing you forward down the hall, burning your ass along the way. Damien, you hear a very concerning sound.
Do you care if I make the sound?
Oh, you
Or just the sounds in general?
your scream? Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
I have
you hear?
this sound.
Go for it.
Oh shit.
All right. You hear the door, a door come, and all of a sudden you hear a large orc and a rattling sound that shakes throughout the hallway. And then you hear lava that begins to pour down as it begins to set things on fire. As all of a sudden you hear lava, and at which point you'll see me coming straight down the hall.
Dad, I mean Grook.
You kick open the door to see a very slow-moving magma flow coming down from the other side of the hallway.
I quickly try to pull him into the room, even though it smells like shit in here.
How far apart are these 2 walls?
It is a 10-foot wide hallway, although the map would be. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's a 10-foot wide hallway.
Okay, well I do a cartwheel into the room.
Fantastic. You're gonna try to like prop yourself up against both walls and climb up.
That's what I was going to do, but it's 10 feet
Thought so.
across.
Tao, this would put us back into your turn.
What are you doing, you idiots? Where did you get all that lava from? Are you trying to kill us?
That's a great question.
I don't understand. What were the odds that that door housed lava? I saw it. Pull him in, you
talk
idiot.
about it.
Pull him inside quickly before
Yeah,
we die.
I try to.
Yeah,
pull
he
him
gets
inside,
yanked
like,
in.
I close the door behind them. Put my back against it.
Oh, there's the other door.
And then I run to the other door and close that door too.
Oh!
This would
I feel
this
as
would
th-
lock you in the room with the lava on the other side.
You want us to
Let's go to this room over here.
I'm not.
I skip.
I'm not saying you should do anything. I'm merely stating the obvious.
I know.
Okay, just making sure you're aware.
I skip.
I drag Gruck in there.
And thus the
moved.
party was split for eternity.
I move extremely. I was slow before. You bet your ass I am even slower than before with like these 3rd-degree burns on my back everywhere. I am moving like a sloth.
I prop you up on the on one of the benches.
I jump up on the table.
It appears as though we need something to lift your spirits, Grok? Something to repay you for your loot? Or I mean, the ring that you gave me? Do you remember?
It's very nice. And I flash it at him. Ignoring the fact that he's covered in, singes and
Stare
you
at
said,
him.
3rd-degree burn.
I remember.
Worry not, my friend. I come prepared, and I pull off the loot from my back. And I begin to play it. And I'm gonna roll performance real quick. Hang on. To determine the gravity of this this stirring performance to help him through his time of need.
Give me a 4.
14.
Oh.
Very mediocre performance.
14's not that bad. 14's pretty alright.
And I begin God, what's the dance that like leprechauns do when they're like really happy? I'm like
A
doing
jig.
that on top of the table. Yeah, the jig. I'm doing a jig while I'm playing the lute. And I'm like,
Worry not, Mr. Grok, for you will be fine. I know that your clothes are on fire, but now is not your time.
Nice save.
and
I will prop myself up again, and I'll stare at this. You'll see me go wide-eyed for a little bit, and I'll get a smirk, and I'll start clapping.
Yay! I'm gonna bardic inspire him though, so you got that for 10 minutes. D8.
Yay.
That would be really
Thank you
good
so
for
much, man.
dodging any more magma that comes flying out of a door.
I
From
appreciate it.
nowhere.
My character looks at you. He smiles. You can be a great person. We can see it in you. Thank you.
Okay.
My new friend.
We're not friends.
Companion.
No. I didn't want to touch you. You're on fire. At least you were.
I'll smile before collapsing on the floor probably. Because holy shit, that hurt.
Yeah, it did.
Damien, do you have anything to tend his wounds? We will need his flesh for some sort of shield in the future, I'm sure.
I just know how to kill things.
You don't need bandages or anything like that?
No, I don't have anything.
What if you got like stabbed through the chest? How are you supposed to close the wound? To keep your blood from flowing everywhere?
I'm just tending to Gruk like a handmaiden.
Aw.
Useless.
Just kind of stroking him, pretending to like be doing something. Kind of taking,
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly.
looking at your weapon and being like, "Do I use this? No. I
exactly.
think
Elemental weapon is gone.
this is my hand. This is a hand job.
Oh yeah,
This
it's
is
definitely-
this is a job for the delicate hands of this fucking raging tiefling. All right. Anyways, I'll split.
Okay.
I'll split initiative up basically into not using initiative, so that we go between the groups. Since you guys are now basically grouped up into 2 different groups.
Okay.
So
Hey, Psycho.
jumping over to the other ones, Psycho.
Hi.
You hear something?
Oh yeah, you guys definitely hear the sounds of what is like a very minor earthquake.
I'm gonna come out. Look at the lava.
It's there.
Everything good?
In fact, it's
Yes.
it's really high. Like normally there was like a couple of inches left for the edge of the magma in the actual funnel. Now it's like really high up there. It's like barely being contained. And then you see like more lava, kind of high pressure, kind of coming over from the east side of this funnel. Really, there's a lot.
From this side.
Yeah, well, not from there. No. I mean, like it's being fed more from its natural.
Oh.
Yeah, so like the lava from maybe like the funnel up at the top of the other hallway is feeding this one.
I'll come back to Steve. fire is the lava. The lava is slightly higher than it was before. But I cannot tell if it is a danger or not. It does not seem as much. But perhaps we should keep the doors closed.
Roger. Looking down the stairs, what are they looking like?
The stairs terminate at a landing that looks to be pretty well adorned with other bits of stone furnishings here and there, as well as a well, you can't see too much in there until you actually go down.
I see. Okay.
How deep did you say the basin was?
How deep is my love? It's 3 feet deep.
How deep is your blue?
Can I sit in it?
You are thick and very tall.
Thick.
It is.
Can I struggle to sit in it?
You can listen. If you fits, or sorry, if you sits, it fits.
Fits.
But
Okay.
unfortunately, you cannot sit. It's only about like 2 feet wide. I mean, you can get like a foot in there, like a whole leg, probably, in like an arm.
Holy shit.
It feels.
I'm 2.5 feet tall. Put me in. Coach.
Yeah, as soon as you step in it, it feels very nice. It's cold.
Alright, I'm gonna turn to my good little kobold friend, my good little cultist friend. I will pick him up and
Hey.
put him into the basin.
Oh, you're gonna stew me now? Is that it? You're playing the long con? You're just gonna eat me?
I will stick his head underneath the water.
Yep.
I'll bring it back up.
Steve,
No.
the water is cool. The water is not hot at all. It's delicious. Very clean.
Aw.
Huh.
He just wants to get you a drink, dude.
Very nice. It's very nice water.
Indeed. I need you to do a favor for me.
You gonna let me go?
I already took my hand off of you.
Oh, okay.
However, I would like you to stay in there for the time being. I'm going to hand you the didgeridoo.
Sick.
Take
How
it.
tall is the didgeridoo, sir?
It's about, I would say, just over a meter.
We're using the metric and the U.S. system. Got it.
How many meters is How many feet is 1 meter? It's like 4 feet.
It's three and a bit.
feet.
So I would say it's like 3.5 feet.
Well, it's a little taller than I am.
So, can it fit underneath the water with him?
It can fit in the basin with him, yes.
Okay. Take a deep breath. Go underneath the water and try to
Okay.
pray it. Just right out your big breath into it, into the
Question:
instrument.
Are you suggesting you
Yeah,
play
Coach.
it backwards, or are you sending what end of the tube? Are you
No,
putting it?
I'm saying, I essentially what I want is for him to take a breath while above water, naturally, so that he doesn't fucking
Of
drown,
course.
and then go underneath the water, fully submerged with the instrument, and then let out his breath into the didgeridoo.
Okay.
See if I can breathe underwater. I see where you're going with this,
The
and I'm on board.
the didgeridoo does not fit entirely inside of the basin, but it does fit like a lot of it.
Okay,
So you can
does it fit enough of it?
well, if you put it in like where the dark side of the didgeridoo, the one that looks like it's being submerged in the etching, into it, if it's just fine, and then he would basically be playing the wrong end of it up and out. If you put it in upside down, he would be playing the correct end of it out of the water.
That works for me.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's try it. Yeah, let's try it both ways. What the fuck? What the fuck ever?
Okay. So, Steve?
Boom.
Yeah, there it is.
I have an intelligence of 8.
Yep. So you first
No, that
try
sounds great.
the backwards way, going under the water, holding your breath, and trying to blow inside the didgeridoo. Your mouth can only barely get around the larger side of the tube, and you take in more water than you get out. Honestly, it sounds as much like that as anything else, but it sounds still wrong. You try it the other way around, and works even worse.
Well, my big furry friend. As it
Well.
didn't work.
I will lift him out of the basin.
Okay, all right, I'm a big boy, all right? I can do it myself.
I will pat him on the head like a child. And I will then take the Didgeridoo back. Then there is only one thing left to do.
Yep.
I walk out. And I attempt to play it in the lava.
Oh, no, dude! Oh, dude, I'm following him. Hold on.
Make a performance
Dude, I got-
check for
Got my popcorn ready.
performance.
No!
Oh, God!
So you can't really get the right lung force that it takes to play this thing correctly. And it just kind of like you're fumbling
I'm
with
sitting
it,
in-
trying.
I'm sitting in one of the pews,
Hmm?
just like, yo, yes, very good, very good.
Can I keep on trying?
I mean that would represent multiple efforts on your part before you kind of get fed up and figure that it probably isn't working. At
Aw,
least for you.
okay. I will take it out of the lava and expect its condition.
It looks fine.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it looks totally pristine.
Very surprised. I'm going to start smacking it against the wall and seeing if it at all bends or anything.
All right, well,
Hold on, I think it's delicate. Stop. Oh my God! Oh, it's worth so much money, please.
it looks to be made of some kind of obsidian material that you smash about the floor before inspecting it again very closely and realizing that none of it has chipped.
I am going to go over to that obsidian door and attempt to play the obsidian thing at it.
Playing it outside of any kind of liquid is near impossible because you cannot get enough force behind it. I will say that when you put it in the magma, you got a lot more resistance, and someone with enough lung power or perhaps proficiency with the ability to play instruments might easily be able to push the air needed through it to make it reverberate like it should.
Okay. I'm going to shout,
Oh,
Tauri!
Cutting back to the rest of the group, you all hear the bellowing sound of a distressed or perhaps very excited, I can't tell, party member of yours. What is your race? I totally forgot.
Bugbear.
There we go,
Bugbear.
Bugbear.
I thought he was the hobgoblin.
No,
That
you-
fucked up.
A bugbear.
idiot.
You guys are trapped inside of this big dining hall, or at least trapped. I don't know if that's the right word, but you are in it. You've locked all the doors. Or you close all the doors, so
Okay.
they don't lock.
I do some super cool backflips to the east here.
Mhm. I'm assuming you're
And,
ignoring your name being called. Yeah, I thought so.
And I do a double backflip off the table.
Want to make an acrobatics
And
check
I
for me
th-
for that double backflip?
Okay. Oh shit.
No, that's
ready.
the limit right there.
Okay, you're really good at acrobatics. This can only go well.
I'm gonna roll one and snap my
Here
neck.
comes the one.
Oh shit.
After doing the double backflip, it looks like I was born backflipping. It looks like it was the thing that I did as soon as I hopped out of my mom's vagina.
I was about to say
No.
to the rest of you, it looked like this guy came out the puss doing backflips.
As soon as I land that second backflip, I hit the hardest dab of my life. Which is really just a byproduct of me attempting to gain my balance, of course, having done so many backflips in a row. And I say to my comrades, "Very good, yes, you enjoy that, right?" And then I skip over to this door and touch it.
It explodes.
Damn right.
Behind the big dining room seems to be a kitchen, although lots of its furnishings have been desecrated over the years. Some of them still look like they work. On the far side of this wall, there is another trough like the one that you saw in the hallway, although this one is full of broken up bits of stone and pumice stone and stuff like that. That makes you believe that they probably used this a lot more recently for cooking things, literally shoveling buckets of magma in here and roasting stuff over it. Some holes in the wall and periodically above the trough implies that there might have been some hooks or perhaps some spikes or maybe even a grill mesh that was hung on the wall here, but it doesn't seem to isn't anywhere in this room that you can see. There's another door in the south of here, though.
It's the kitchen, Damien. Can't you see, idiots?
And then I'll skip to the door, and I'm gonna touch this door too.
This seems to be a pantry.
gonna-
It contains lots of crates and barrels that at one point might have held food. Also plenty like utensils and stuff. You also find the grills up here that look like they're just like bent steel, almost like rebar, that were stuck into the walls that people would probably put food on or hang food on. All of the food or
gross.
any natural material has been turned to dust over the ages, though.
Are the crates open? All of them?
Most of them look like they're open, and the ones that are the heaviest that are still closed, you pick up and they just fall apart in your hands.
Is there anything in the pile, the ensuing pile, or is it like a dust pile?
Yeah, it's pretty much just done.
Is there any food in there?
No, we're screwed.
The only
We're trapped by lava. We're dead, Damien. You need to understand. I'm gonna walk up to him, grab him by the shoulders, shake him a little bit. Damien, what did you do? You trapped us here. I can't believe this. I'm so young and gorgeous. I have the whole realm to travel and woo suitors and on a witch's doorsteps. You don't understand.
I smack him across the face like really hard.
Tao,
It's gonna be okay.
Tao, you're a bit stunned, but you kind of liked it.
He did kind of like it.
Calm down.
Are we going to kiss now?
No.
Come here. Yes.
No. And I run away.
Which at this point, as soon as you run back into the room after all that, you'll see me getting up as I cast Cure Wounds on myself on my back
It's not us.
and try to stand up.
Pretty good idea.
Second level Cure
Okay,
Wounds.
I thought so.
Grok, he wants to kiss me.
It's not my fault, I'll say as I skip onto the table. He slapped me so hard, it felt so good. Can you blame me, Grok? I don't think so.
What?
is happening?
Don't worry. Say, do you think it's time to disperse the lava here and make her escape, a grand escape?
I think we should try to get out. Could you
Yes.
peek outside? Or maybe we can open the doors and let the lava try to clear out a little bit and then dart past it.
Yes. You stupid orc, that's what I just said. Carry him to the southernmost door, Damien, and get ready to run for your life. Your teasing life.
Just don't try to kiss me anymore.
No promises, go.
I'll take Grok to the south room.
I appreciate it.
And I'll give him a pat on the back,
I can hold myself up, I think.
and I'll follow you.
Alright.
Most of the wounds, I would assume, is closed as you watch me cast Cure Wounds. A bright orangish and red energy overtook me, almost looking like fire. You got a little bit worried, but you notice as it releases through my body that those wounds begin to heal up, and you watch as my torn and teared skin that was bleeding immensely start to close.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
So,
Go
ahead.
I'm gonna try and open these doors. Do they open in or out?
the double doors would open out, but there is so much pressure from the magma on the other side that it is super hard to open it with one person, especially because they're very large double doors as well. I think they might be like.
Oh, Damien. Damien, you said you were strong, right? Come here, please. My fragile bones cannot open these doors alone.
Alright.
Maybe. Can I help?
No, you're too slow. You'll get caught up in the lava again.
I'll call into the other room.
Just get ready to run, old man. I promise we'll be fine.
I'll try to open the door.
Thank
I
you.
want to help.
Yeah, both of you make a strength athletics check, please. Okay, well, Tao, you're kind of just like put one hand on the door and lean a little bit.
I'm pretending to help.
Yeah, you certainly. I mean, you make like a performance out of the push, really exaggerating and like you get like the whole. If you envision that classic poster of Star Wars where Leia is like up against Luke's leg, you're kind of doing that to the door and like full plastering yourself on it, but really putting no weight behind it whatsoever. Meanwhile, Damien comes over, plants 2 hands solidly on the southern door, pushes it open, pushing it outward, causing a bit of lava to like glug glug in, just as he jumps away from it.
I'm jumping away too.
Yeah.
Please.
It almost catches your feet,
Run!
but it is pretty thin at this point, as a lot of it has dissipated in volume. You can hear further up the hallway. It is still glug glugging away.
Can I open this door, or is it too much pressure?
That one is a lot easier, and at this point, the lava is really like just kind of stops right at the beginning of this
At
door.
this door?
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna open it. It opens out, right?
it opens out. All of them open out.
I'm gonna push it open out, and then slap Gruck in a friendly manner on the back of the head a little bit.
Like, come on, friend, it's time to go. We need to go, please.
And I
You're right.
bash through this door and then take down the hallway.
I'm right behind him.
Goodbye.
I want to close this door, Shy.
Sure.
The one I'm at right
Yep.
now, and then go with them. Yeah.
Right behind him.
Everyone rejoins back in the shrine room as you see the rest of your party, like futzing around with this didgeridoo object.
How many minutes did you think that would have taken?
I'm gonna say 5. You still have another 5 minutes on
5.
your inspiration, probably.
Yeah,
I'm-
that's what I was
I-
trying to figure out.
I am sprawled across the bench, just reading a book.
Oh, I didn't
From-
know
from the room.
kobolds could read. This is so fascinating. What do you got there, little friend?
No, it's just light reading. Don't worry about it.
We
He needs
almost-
your help.
We almost died. Hold on, I want to tell you about it. It was great.
Oh
I
wow,
heard-
it's so exciting. He needs you for something. Go away.
No, hold on. It was.
Psycho's just in the fucking corner doing the Jojo. Uri!
Punching the door.
I'm keeping my distance from Tale and
I'm actually gonna-
covering my mouth.
Listen, okay, little Steve.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe it. It was great. What I did was I saved Gruck here and Damien. It was quite heroic indeed, my friend. I did a
Okay.
double backflip over the lava aflow and grabbed them both by the scruff of their neck and dragged them down the hallway with my rippling muscles. It was heroic.
I'll smile and I'll say, "It's true."
Hey, that's why you're the boss, man.
I'm gonna walk up and slap Towley over the back of the head with the fucking didgeridoo.
What is this?
Oh, that sounded hurt.
I'm gonna come up to you, Tale, and I'm gonna try to do the same thing you did and just pat on the head. I'm gonna try to do it a lot lighter since very big. Slight tap could feel like a punch, and I'm gonna give you guidance.
Okay. So that just gives me a D4 I can use whenever the fuck I want, a D20.
You on ability checks specifically.
Okay.
So
Towley!
Yes.
I'll post the spell for you.
That hurt, by the way. Be nicer, please.
No, I need you for something.
What is it?
This is an instrument. I need you to pray it into the lava.
Let me see it, friend.
I will hand over the didgeridoo.
Oh, can let me...
Oh, go on. Sorry.
you see the same
That was
you see the same description that I had mentioned earlier. This obsidian black tube that looks about 3.5 feet long, clearly shaped like a didgeridoo. All of the same features that you would expect a didgeridoo to have, except for this etching of these turtles swimming in this watery or magma liquid, with the illustration of a person playing it into the water.
Yes, very interesting. I've seen many of these in my time.
He lies outright to his friends.
We believe that only the most strong performers with lungs of the gods are able to perform with such a magnificent instrument.
I'll have you
Into
know.
the lava, preferably.
I'll have you know that I have spent extensive time playing. Perhaps you haven't heard of him. It's a very exotic instrument, the bagpipes. Indeed. I've practiced my lung capacity to a degree that no mortal man should ever concern himself with. And indeed, I've had side practice as well.
As a Scotsman, this pains me.
So, what do you propose? I see no water around. Oh, of course, these are lava turtles, you idiots!
Yes, lava turtles. Yes.
Can't you see? You've never
Into
seen
the
lava
lava.
turtles before, idiot? Have you tried playing in the lava before?
Yes.
My lungs were too meek to perform with such a great instrument.
Of course, indeed. It's
Now
good that
into
you
the
left me.
lava.
I have an intelligence of 8. No wonder I couldn't pray it.
Well, I stand right
Such a
here
meta statement.
and bend right over in front of Steve, showing off my taut buttocks as I stand into
I
the
cover
lava.
Steve's eyes like a concerned parent.
Make a performance check for me.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I thrust the end into the lava, maintaining my balance. I'm holding it with one hand, and my other one's like out, like creating some sort of fantastical symmetry with my body and like the instrument and stuff. I look like a what's it called? A woodpecker almost, with the thing sticking.
A
through my mouth.
woodpecker.
And I begin to blow with what force my lungs can muster.
You all hear a magnificent sounding, deep, bassy,
Oh yeah, you do have guidance.
vibrating. Yeah, add that extra D4, see if you can break 30. 'Cause holy shit. 29. Pretty good. Tau? Easy shit. Press your lip up against it. You blow with all of the force that you know you need to, and all of the lava in this funnel begins to vibrate. The sound does not come from the instrument. The sound comes from the magma. You all hear the growly, rumbly, vibrato sound of a didgeridoo emanate throughout all of the lava, causing the whole room to vibrate very slightly. The force of it all is very powerful and reverberates through all of the magma. It also makes the room shake a little bit. It's fun. But otherwise, other than the amazing performance, nothing happens.
Did we just cause a fucking eruption?
I'll stand up and flick some lava off a little bit, and inform my comrades.
The lava turtles shall be here in approximately 5 minutes. The last 2 times I did this, it took them a little bit longer, but I feel as though this place is better well connected than the last volcano I delved into.
I turned to the door to my right.
Yep.
The obsidian door. I'm gonna try and push it open.
Make a strength athletics check. I will say this much. This door is it's solidly shut.
Okay. I was just checking to see if perhaps the earthquake had unlocked the door or something.
No,
You
not
see
quite yet.
get up to try to assist him, and then halfway up to assisting him, you watch as he just stops, gets a Vietnam flashback as he remembers the last door he touched, and then sits back down.
He stares straight at
1,000-yard stare.
that door is locked.
I
right?
just stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop across. Okay, so I'm still new to 5th edition. You said that you can either have thieves' tools, correct, to open locked doors, or you can use sleight of hand, which implies that I just have a lockpick on my person.
Something that you would use, any weapon or anything like a dagger or something like that, and try to do it under conditions such as you getting the most godly sleight of hand check will not open an ancient dwarven vault. Sometimes you just need the right tools. You figure that this is probably one of those doors. You need something of a crowbar strong enough, or some instrument that's purposely built to break through a door that's 3 inch thick of stone.
Is this dwarven?
It does not look dwarven, but it's
No.
about as thick and robustly built as a dwarven temple would be.
Oh, okay.
The
Understood.
architecture is
Hold
Uh,
on. Friends, you went to the west, or he doesn't know which way is west underground. You went to the left over there, yes, across the way.
Yes,
What were we
Correct.
doing?
I was just about to say, it is the correct way. There is a set
Hold
of
on.
stairs.
No, are my My orcish friend has been burned badly by the magma and requires assistance. What assistance can you lend him? Surely some of you have some ointment or other sorted things that you could rub on his body while I watched?
Gruck.
Yes.
Yeah, to your right, I'm very, very small. I'm kind of like sitting down. I'm gonna kind of like nudge my lesser healing potion over to you. I'm gonna try and do it stealthily. The 24.
90 gold.
No. It's free of charge. It's
You-
free of charge to you.
Gruck, he taps you, and then you see him, and he's just like, and then you don't see him put the potion in your pocket.
Okay. I'll look out. I'll feel my pocket to see if I can grab my potion. At which point,
There's two of them.
I feel two, and I'm like, I'll pull out both of them and I'll stare. I'll look down to him. I'll try to fit
I'm
the
gonna
pieces
wink.
together.
I'm gonna wink.
I'll
I'm gonna
put
give
it
you
up.
a snap.
Steve winks.
I'm gonna look down to him.
Thank you. I'm sorry. It's been very rough.
And I'll uncork the potion and I'll drink it.
It's all good, buddy.
Okay.
Is
2D,
Kylo
2D2.
injured in any manner?
All right, so
2d4 plus 2.
No.
there is quite a bit of attention that's left yet unexplored. There is the rooms to the left or to the west that you guys haven't seen yet. There's also a couple of rooms that you guys skipped to the north. Some doorways that you passed by in the hallway. Yonder.
Let's check the doors back there first.
Hey, we should go downstairs.
Hold on, friend. We should investigate the entirety of this complex before we proceed deeper. Yes, what if we forget something like, what do you call it? A key.
Shit, Psycho's fast.
Psycho's fast. Psycho's fucking.
All right.
Psycho vanish.
I kicked the door down.
All right, so let's do this one over here first. Alexa, I'm not talking to you. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. Sorry, my robot just.
Amazon bin
My
man.
robot decided to kick in and tell me some shit about something that they thought that I was. No. Fuck you, robot.
I'm gonna sit here and continue reading the book that we found in that room.
Oh, then do I have more for you?
I was actually gonna come over and see him doing that from him helping me. I wanted to cast guidance on him as well.
Well,
Thanks, bro.
this room is a library. This library contains.
I shut the door.
All right.
I go in.
All right. The library. Where are you guys, by the way? Are you still in the shrine? Like, are you moving with the rest of the group? I mean, Gruck and Steve.
Oh, I know. I'm
Um,
just sitting there.
I
I gotta
would
come
cast
back
guidance
also.
on him, and then I would probably continue with the
Okay,
group
for the sake of
after casting
for the
guidance.
sake of ease of
I
ease of
followed
viewership,
the group.
let's get everyone together in one place at a time. And since I'm describing the library, fucking get your asses to the left.
Yeah,
I'm gonna force you to be a
That's not
little bit
trying to
more
split
together.
anymore.
I am walking and reading at the same time.
Split up again, and I swear to Gandhi, you're gonna get another
Alright.
door. You're gonna open it, and it's gonna be a regular door, and there's just gonna be a fucking dragon behind it.
Yeah, I will not. split
Alright,
it
thank you.
anymore.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, the egg.
Anyways,
Give me a dragon. That fat loot.
the library contains rows upon rows of bookshelves. Hundreds of books and scrolls and tomes adorn the walls here, and there are a couple of like other stone chairs and things that you might have been sitting in that have also been gone unused for a long time. This room looks like it has not been touched by the cultists at all, and is still pretty dusty. The only weird oddity about this room is that in the southwest corner there is an alcove that has been carved into the wall. An archway above the alcove has runic inscriptions all around it, and inside of right in front of that alcove is a depression in the floor with a tiny pinhole in the middle.
I will search the bookcases for anything magical.
Investigation.
Me too.
Sure.
I'll help.
If you'd like, everyone can make an investigation check and look through the library.
Sure.
I start knocking some books over and stuff.
As soon as you start pulling books from the shelves, a lot of them, man, these things are like hundreds of years old easily because you grab them, they almost turn to dust in your hand. The spine comes right off of them. The pages just go everywhere. A lot of this dust that's on the ground on the shelves you think might have actually been books and scrolls and something. Weirdly, Tau and Grok, you both are looking through the shelves and you pull some books and most of them are just falling apart, and then you resort to just like shoveling whole shelves of books before you pull one, and each of you find a book. It comes out and then clicks in place. Very audibly. You grab a book and you rip it out and it goes...
Oh, did I do something? I didn't open another door, did I?
You hear a very similar sound come from Taule on the other side of the room as he too pulls a book out. It locks in place with a very similar chunk.
You
I
see
put-
my character just jump like a jump scare type thing. And
put it
start
back.
my eyes start darting
You
everywhere.
try to push it back in and you cannot force it back in.
I kick the bookshelf.
It's made of stone.
I look at the book. What does the book look like?
The book is fake. Wooden.
I throw the book on the ground.
It is stuck to the wall.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I skip.
It's clearly like a fake book in the shelf, and it has an inscription along its spine. But otherwise, it's like a wooden book that was made to look like a book on the shelves with like some leather treatment. But
Is the inscription in common?
no, I think earlier you guys had run into some other writing that I had mentioned, or that you guys had deduced, was probably a ancient dialect of this local region. Though
Yeah.
none of you know it, this looks like a very similar script.
Okay.
It's clearly not arcane, it's clearly not a sigil or a rune or anything. You just don't understand it.
Well,
It appears as though we've opened something some far away in a land, very distant, perhaps, maybe, although I've not encountered any locked doors save for the one.
And I skip over to the alcove, and this right here is
That's the depression in the floor.
I stand in it.
Awesome.
Eh,
Another one of you
can I
finds
find
possibly
any
more
more?
books.
another one of you finds
yeah, I was
another book.
considering
And
find more.
one of you sees the two. Let's say it's Damien, and hurriedly looks through his shelf and chunk pulls out another wooden book, locks in place. Otherwise, nothing happens.
We thoroughly investigate, or I thoroughly investigate the bookshelves until I believe that I found all of them
Alright.
and pulled them.
You find a fourth one, and then a few moments later, you find a fifth one. When you pull the fifth one out, it goes ka-chunk. Like a timer has been set in place. And you can hear the ticking going away, or the ticking away after the fifth book is pulled. Tau, as soon as that fifth book is pulled, that little pinhole in the bottom of the depression ejects a gout of flame that just goes right up your ass and completely like incinerates you until you jump out of it with a mighty panic. Make a
I
dexterity.
always knew Towley was flaming.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Okay.
All right, not great. Don't worry, it's not too much fire damage. It's merely 9.
My cloak reduces it by how
Your
much?
cloak will have it, and it
Half
takes
rounded
to
up.
round it up. So the cloak takes
Okay.
5, you take 4. And the alcove is basically filled with this pillar of flame that just waves back and forth inside of it, almost in like reaching to the edges of the archway that is carved around it.
Excuse me, Steve, did you read anything about fire burning my asshole?
Did the book say anything
I'll,
about that? About secret traps?
You can't read it.
Oh, well. I snap it shut. No!
I will. Oh, the books that you took from the office, right? That's the one that you're looking through.
Yes.
They are written in the same script as well. Although when I said that they are identical, I mean like they are the same book.
Yeah, I took one.
Okay.
And I was, flipping through
It looks like it's segmented into like sections, like stanzas, almost like poems or songs or something. You think that it's probably like a prayer book or something.
Interesting.
Can we speak the words? Do we just fundamentally not have any idea how to speak the words?
It is just like totally in a different language.
Okay.
The script is also like not one that you common or any language that you guys know.
It says because you were burned that you were evil.
No, I somehow doubt that. I'm a very good man. I saved my friends earlier. It was very heroic.
Is the God of Flame still happening?
Yeah, it goes. And you can hear the chunk 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 of the like beneath and around you. The stone is clicking away with the timer.
It sounds like a timer, my friends. Time is of the essence, or at least until it resets. Perhaps the fire is some indicator of like akin to a sign. I forget the name. The thing that you turn over and it begins pouring sand. That thing. Yes. Perhaps when the fire dies, our time is up.
Throw the book into the fire.
Hourglass.
Hourglass. Very good. Yes.
I'm sorry. Steve, did you say you're gonna throw the prayer book into the fire? Sacrilege.
It's not my religion.
Straight in the fire it goes. Burns right up.
Anything happen?
The book burns.
He's a book burner. Who told you that was okay, Kobold? Where are you from?
Don't worry, I have more. It's okay.
How many?
So how big is
question.
the hole that's spewing up?
The
fire?
depression is only like a couple inches deep, and I would say it's about the size of like like bird bath size, like that kind of like a 2 foot wide round depression, but just set into the floor. Steve, how many of those books did you take? There were probably like 10 or 12 of them.
Oh, I took like 5. Filled my bags.
What do we do? This is like out of game. Like I it's went right over my head.
Let us investigate the
So
other
there's
room.
5 wooden books. You pull them out in an alcove. Now, there's an alcove or a depression in the floor with a little pinhole that shoots a gout of flame, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. What is in the alcove? Is anything in the
It
alcove?
looks like it's just a flat wall.
Okay, it looks like just a flat wall.
Right. Do you possibly try to cover it?
Chunk.
How much? How about we just wait and just see how much time?
As you say that, the timer runs out, and with another very loud chunk, all of the 5 wooden books slowly return to their original spots in the shelves. The fire goes out.
How much time do we estimate has
Probably
had
like
passed?
2.5 minutes.
Well, now that fire has gone out, can I actually go up to it and investigate it?
Yeah,
Is there anything on it?
yeah. It looks like it's definitely warm to the touch, but rapidly cooling off. But otherwise, it just looks like it's a smooth carved little alcove that, it fits a person. If you were to stand in it, just like Tao was. The archway goes about like 6.5 feet tall, and the inscriptions just go all around the edge of it, and it's set right in front of the little alcove. But otherwise, there's no secret doors that you can find. It's just a smooth, rocky surface.
Why don't Steve pipes up? Well, my plan failed. I say we investigate the other room.
Yes, good idea. Lead on, friend.
Oh, I'm not leading the way.
Yes,
I'll
you
lead.
are.
Taking up a solid rear position. Oh, Psycho's gone. Okay, follow him.
Boosh!
Come along, Orc.
I just stare at my holy symbol and grab onto it for a little bit, and I just nod a silent prayer.
Okay.
This is a storeroom. Some of the stone pews from the shrine room, or like some spare pews from the shrine room, are stacked up against the wall, along with other stone furnishings and equipment and such. The room also contains some crates and shelves with candles, spare sheets, drapes and stuff like that, incense, sacrificial implements, and other things. This room has been partially cleared to make way for a particularly comfy-looking bedroll that is laid out on the floor. Next to it are a backpack and several books and papers and scrolls spread out all over the ground.
me. I'm gonna go.
I'm going to. I'm investigating the room.
Sure.
He would go first. So
Do I
I'll
find
give-
anything of interest?
I'll give Steve guidance.
So in the backpack, you find a ring of keys, one of which looks very large and black, made of very similar obsidian stone.
Yes.
And you also find a journal.
Okay.
You also find
I can't read, so I hand.
you also find a bunch of other personal implements like a shaving kit and some clothes and some food and scraps and stuff like that, but nothing else of interest.
I will. Are you offering the journal out?
Yes.
I will take it from Sam. Don't worry, boss. I got this.
You can't even read. You're a kobold.
I will.
will.
begin flipping through.
Ignoring the bedroll and the other implements, once I have the key, I'm going to head down, saying to the party, "Follow me. I have the key."
Very well, sir.
I'll slowly just.
Steve, I assume you still have the book?
I'm going to take up a solid rear position, and I'm going to take the backpack and the book.
Okay.
And I'm going to read as I'm assuming he's going to the other door, and I'm just going to read while I'm walking.
Okay.
As I'm walking alongside the kobold, I'm going to say this like every 5 seconds.
You're illiterate. You can't read. You're illiterate. You can't read. You can't read that. Stop it. Why are you even trying? You're not supposed to be even attempting to do that because you're illiterate and you can't read. Your parents never loved you. They never thought to teach you.
I got dark.
I'm on top of you by accident.
By accident, he says.
I use the I use the black key on the obsidian door.
All right. It fits in perfectly and unlocks the door. You swing it open. You see the following. There is a landing.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
Gruck would have been a solid 30 feet away from that.
I
fucking
figured
door.
as much. Yes. You open the door, and before you is a stone balcony that extends just after the door, and to the right, a set of descending staircases. Beyond the balcony, you can see there's another landing where the stairs end, and then another set of stairs that descend even further. It ends at an archway. The archway has some inscription along its edges. These don't look like regular script. These look more arcane or magical. As soon as you step in the area past the balcony, it also is noticeably cool, much colder than it should be for an interior of a volcano like.
I feel as though my nipples may pierce the jerkin that I'm wearing, friends.
I thought you were gonna say pierce the heavens.
Pierce the heavens.
Hold on, have we patched the arch? This is the archway right here, right?
The archway is that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Hold on. Go first, somebody. I will stand here. All the
I'm
way
going
back
to
here.
stealth.
I'll come to the first person up front. Whoever's doing whatever. I'll cast guidance on them.
Okay, so that's
And I'll
another
try to
shot.
stand between I'll try to stand between Damien and whoever's behind me.
Okay, so a 20 on stealth then.
beyond the archway, light bounces off the opalescent walls of its long obsidian chamber. The floor is made of large flagstones that seem to absorb light. The entire area radiates coolness that is The area is also completely dark. Your dark vision can pierce through it, but it is, compared to the rest of the chambers that you've been in so far, not lit in any way. Very, very dark.
I think we all have dark vision.
Yeah.
Yep.
Periodically along the walls, there are these weird stone slabs that are set into the wall about 3 feet high and who look about 3 feet square, just kind of inlaid in the walls. You can also see some inscription written on
Do I see any life form within the room?
Nope.
Whatsoever? Okay. I will signal for everyone else to come in, signaling that it's safe.
I pull up my my bagpipes and I begin playing them extremely loudly as I walk
Cool. Grok, well, first of all, everyone make a perception check for me. And then Grok, when you enter the room,
Yes, sir.
you notice almost immediately that this is a crypt. It's got all of the same makings of what you would expect to find a crypt. The next thing that you all notice is that as soon as Taolai pulls out his bagpipes and begins to play them very loudly, you all step through the archway and into the room. It becomes very cold, and then nothing. It's perfectly silent. Dead silent.
I play a really sad tune on my bagpipes.
No, you don't.
I'm flipping.
You can't hear it.
So
You may be
wait, so
everything's silent.
you may be able to you feel like you're playing the thing and you're not crazy. The thing does work and you are blowing into it. But the second that you step into this room, it is completely and perfectly quiet.
I'm
grab onto my holy symbol and
I'm
just
sitting-
like grip it as hard as I can, and I'll take out my mace and make sure my shield is in front of me.
I'm sitting just outside the room.
Yep.
And I am flipping through the journal, and I'm trying to find like some like notes or anything about what this type of area is or anything like that. Like as I'm walking down and as we're like walking in, it's like I'm looking for like obsidian doors, like beyond that, blah blah blah. Great evil, maybe something.
You're certainly picking up a lot of stuff, but nothing about the specific area. The thing that you've noticed the most is that he's acquired the keys by looking through that same office room that you had seen before, but didn't find out anything else interesting in there. He found some other keys and stuff from elsewhere, and it looks like Zoran has been scouring this entire temple for some time. There's also a very detailed description about a lot of other stuff that you kind of skip past in order to get to this room. But other than the fact that he is trying to go deeper, seemingly dissatisfied with what he's found so far, you don't find anything specifically about this room. Psycho, what are you looking for?
I'm looking around the room to see if there is anything.
At anything? Like the only obvious thing in the room seems to be slabs on the walls with
Okay. In that case, so you said that it's perfectly silent.
dead silent.
Does that mean that when I turned around and talked to the party to ask them to come in,
Absolutely nothing.
that okay?
Can't even hear your own footfalls.
Okay.
To answer your questioning role, yes, magic. That was for the Arcana check.
Cool. I would realize that it's magic because nothing's making any sound, but I want to see if it's specifically identifiable to the coffins and everything on the wall, or if it's just an aura in the air.
It seems to be the room entirely is complete, has been made to be quiet, a zone of silence. You also figure
look
that
up.
the slabs on the walls seem to probably be crypts are not usually open. They usually put the body in and then they seal it, usually with some kind of permanent thing like this. Though if they ever do need to open it, they would often have to remove the slab first and then either crawl in or pull out, or however it was normally done. This looks like it was probably done like a contemporary morgue where you basically have shelves and they would slide in a body into the wall, a hole in the wall, and then close it with a big slab and put it in place.
I am going to remember what Taolai said about the undead, how they were going to be summoned, or he saw them about to be summoned or anything. And I'm gonna panic, try and motion for us to leave.
I look like I'm still playing the bagpipes, even though I can't hear it.
Yep.
I'm gonna walk up to one of the crypts, and stare at the signs and sigils for a little bit. And I'll start rubbing my beard for a little bit, and begin to notice over time that I can't hear anything, and this begins to get very odd. Looking at the sigils and writings, it's nothing I can read, right?
It is in that same regional language as before. There are some numbers that you identify as like dates, and those dates put into perspective exactly how old this place is. Very fucking.
Can I pull one open?
They are dated to be about, yeah, you can try. They are dated to be about
I'd like to.
700 years.
I'd like to pull one open.
Make an
If I
athletics.
if I see them trying that, I am gonna like.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
Well,
I'm assuming you guys are next to each other like this.
Yes.
if I see them doing that, I'm gonna try and like panic, like Bonnie and Clyde skit, just try and
Natural
like
20.
motion to stop.
True one.
That's a 20, 25.
Do you have
Natural
any
20.
instruments at all, like a crowbar or anything? If you actually, Psycho, if you have the thieves' tools, it comes with a crowbar, so you can try to pry it open.
Yes.
As soon as you two begin to inspect or really touch the crypt at all, the rest of you in the party begin to see the shadowy darkness peel off of the wall and out of the ground. Figures made entirely of blackness advance toward the group. I need initiatives from everyone.
Okay.
Stop, please! You don't mess. Oh shit.
All right. I'm waiting just to get like a -1, dude. Okay.
That's 2 natty ones in a row. Feels good, man.
Your luck has to go down eventually.
Six. There it is.
I would be like right next to them because I was panicked, trying to get them to stop.
I'm gonna
Did they look
I'm gonna
undead?
clear this
Or what did-
first, and then I'll import the 2 of you who already did it. The 3 or 4 of you, everyone except for Moon. I'll import your initiatives into
Okay.
the thing.
No, I don't have a problem rerolling.
Okay, then reroll.
Initiative! My man!
There we go.
Oh shit,
Hey.
they're everywhere.
Moon,
I believe.
Moon, if you select your
I guess-
token first and then go into your sheet and hit the initiative button, you should automatically add yourself to the list and your
I go before Damien, or I go, yeah, before. The music, it's mocking us.
everyone on there.
I've rolled for it.
We're missing Moon. He's
missing
dead.
Moon and somebody else.
I don't see Steve on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't see you.
can re-roll though.
I suspect that somebody went to go take an impromptu shit without telling me.
Fucking streamers. Well deserved.
Could you describe what these creatures look again, please?
I
They're made
spelled
of
something.
shadow, is that? You spelled
Shadow.
something?
Oh,
Welcome back. Don't worry, you haven't missed much at all, except like you're completely surrounded by like weird, shadowy, gross like things coming out of the walls. It's fun.
I will roll my initiative.
Please do. It's not like we were waiting. All right.
hey.
Cool, and it's actually done correctly. Who's got higher decks, Damien or Steve?
That's me.
All right, so Steve's up front. Steve, you were first to react to the impending doom of all of these booming shadowy creatures.
Knowing that this was coming, I will dodge back. So I don't have the stats for the like spooky sword with that like causes silence to whatever I stab.
It's a short sword.
It's a short sword, yeah.
Is it plus
You
one
could-
short
Nope.
sword? Just
It is
No.
just a short sword of sword of Nightling Star.
oh well, that's super lame. I'm going to disengage from the target to the left of me, so it does not get an attack of opportunity. I will move there, and I will draw my short bow.
Actually, I will move there, and I will use my bonus action to hide in the creature that is larger than I am, right next to me.
Nice. Right. Very, very good. Hide completely in the darkness, thinking that you're pretty safe. Damien?
It's still silent, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna run towards the one up to the top left here, and like Tally and Steve, you guys can just see my mouth just probably moving and speaking a bunch of profanity and shit like that.
Yeah.
My father!
And
He starts crying for no reason.
Tears
and,
fall from his eyes.
Out of
Uh,
curiosity, what did you say?
shit, I didn't think about it. I just figured it was
No.
silent.
Make that shit up. Come on, man. This is your job. Do it.
Paid to do this.
Fuck, man. I'm sorry, I didn't think anything, dude. I'm just raging.
On the spot!
Hang.
Like, half my sessions are made up on the spot. Come on, you can do it.
Don't say that.
No, it's okay. I got you.
Fuck, yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
It's all right. Check the stream. You're good.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I'm raging and I'm swinging. Sorry, I'll come up with something else.
Anger and silence. Do it.
All right, 2 attacks. This is with a regular sword, great axe thing.
Yeah.
All right. Both of those hit.
Silently beat the shit out of
Nice.
Smack, smack.
2 powerful whacks away at the form of the creature in front of you. Do some significant damage, knocking a lot of its, well, really like pummeling away at the massive shadow that's peeled itself out of the wall. Though some of it does coalesce into a very thin, wispy version of what it once was, almost vanished, but still there. Tale.
Okay. Is the doorway closed?
Nope, the archway is totally open still.
And okay. Can they hear? Could we hear Steve on the outside when he was like on the outside? Could we still hear
Nope.
him? Oh shit.
Yeah, I kind of fucked you here, didn't I?
My plan was to retreat and use Mantle of Inspiration to give everyone an immediate move so that we could just funnel into this doorway, but I can't play music because they won't hear it. So I will instead move to my friend's side and draw my rapier and look really menacing, but I don't believe I can attack with it because I had my bagpipes.
I'll let you draw it as part of an action. You are very
Okay.
very deft with your instruments, and you only need one hand to actually draw the rapier and use it.
Oh, one hit.
Hey, that'll do it.
Oh shit! Ignore
Uh,
that. Where do I?
so,
how do I do
hang
that?
on. If you go into the chat and click the word rapier, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Before you, do you only have one attack?
I believe so.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, Bart's only get one.
kill successfully stole it.
I lunge forward with one leg behind me, and I do this lunging stab with my rapier.
The creature is banished back to the Shadow Region, or wherever it came from.
Is this Kingdom Come?
Brock.
No, my gut's telling me to cast Destroy Undead.
Can you?
I can,
Does
That's
that
not verbal component.
as long as I can see or hear them.
Ah. Good thing you have eyes then. Certainly can't hear them.
I'm just,
But is it
I'm
a
just
verbal
curious.
component?
it's Channel Divinity, but
Ah.
Ah, yes. Let's look at Channel Divinity real quick.
Fucking Clarice.
Destroy Undead. At second level, you gain the ability to channel your effects. When you use Channel Divinity to create, no.
Yep, looks like you have it.
That's what I was gonna use. I could try. I just don't know if they're. Yeah, fuck it. I'll try. As my action, I will cast channel divinity, destroy undead.
All right.
They're also if it is above challenge rating half, that is what the rest of the channel divinity does.
All right. Thank you.
See or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw.
That they can see or hear you.
Okay.
I believe it says, is this part of the same thing? As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer of censoring undead?
Yes.
It is not specific as to whether it requires a verbal component.
I'm going to say that the speaking of the prayer is definitely part of it.
I just didn't know if that was possible.
Remember that?
I understand.
Remember the message I left in our chat earlier?
I do
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, it's silent in here, and you cannot speak those prayers.
Understandable. Okay then. I will. Yeah. I'm just, if I can't speak that, then I'm going to. Yeah. I'll cast Toll of the Dead onto the one in front of Psycho.
Right.
Which again, does that require verbal as well?
Yeah,
If this doesn't work, it does. Never mind. I'm just hitting.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop. I was just like, if it takes for verbal, I'm just gonna smack the shit out of it. All right.
Not to be
I'll go ahead and make an attack with my action with my mace. That is a 25.
Damn, you guys are fucking strong.
That's good.
5 points of
Yeah,
bludgeoning.
that's gonna do it.
Just wait for me and I'll fucking roll 2 natural ones.
Don't worry, you got those ones out of the way.
So
Now you're back. 20s are there.
you're swinging at the creature, and your mace swaps on through it. It seems to resist some of that. It did so with Damien as well, but he hit really fucking hard, and then Moon killed it.
Understood. I'll just hold my ground for a little bit. Mace to my hand and shield to my hand. Now begin to call forth to my god for a little bit, just speaking in the back of my head as a small little divine aura goes around me of a sacred flame that is red and orange.
Oh shit. Alright. Is that a bonus, or is that just your next turn?
Oh no, that was just flavor.
Alright, Psycho.
That's I'm done.
I'm assuming later there's going to be a sacred flame that happens, so I'm just figuring it out.
Understood.
I'm going to attack twice onto the thing in front
Alright.
of me.
I forgot about the name of your weapon. Man, that is
Gotcha.
a hell of a thing that you made. It's great. Yeah, you solidly strike it, or strike through it at least, because again, it resists a lot of the damage. Well, half of the damage. Again, same thing. The creature
Is it still
is
up?
still up, although it is once again a wisp of what it once was.
Okay. And after that, I will. Nah, that's fine.
Alright, it is the creature's turn. They all advance on all of you very aggressively.
I was hidden. I don't know if that matters or not.
Yeah. You were hidden. And then your hiding object moved.
I
He
moved,
does make a
Brett.
solid point.
Was he hiding behind me?
No,
Son
he
of
was
a
hiding
bitch.
behind Damien. And then Damien moved.
My meat shield, get it back here!
So, I'll just point. Alexa, shut the fuck up! Anyways. Tau, these two guys over here, they're both attacking you. This one right below you is attacking Damien. The one below Steve is attacking Steve. Gruck, you have one. Psycho, you have one.
Got it.
Alright, I'm gonna need to roll a lot of dice.
Sure do.
These first two are for you, Tau. 12 and 12.
Both miss.
Alright, fantastic. This one is for you, Damien.
10, that misses.
Steve, you are flanked, so this one has advantage on you. 18. I rolled two 14s anyways, so I mean, fuck you, I guess.
I've been injured. Hit me.
Right, you take 9 necrotic damage.
I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge to half that.
Right, you take 4 necrotic damage. You also take 4 strength damage.
Strength damage.
Your strength score is reduced by 4.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
It's a good thing I don't use that stat. Okay, we're fine.
I will just throw out a kind of just a reminder to anyone and everyone who might be interested. If any of your stats ever fall below 5, you go unconscious. If any of your stats fall below 0, you die instantly. No saves.
Okay.
Team,
Monkeys.
Uh,
I have a 6 strength right now.
oh shit, yeah, you're fucking dead, cuh. Probably. Oh, XD. Easy clap. Bruck?
I don't know how to mark that as not permanent.
Go ahead.
If you
Leave it at
if you
6.
want to use those bars that you have in your token, you can do your maximum strength and then your current strength and show what you're at. Gruk, that's on you.
Miss.
And
AC 19.
Taiku, that's on you. Assuming 11 misses. I'm gonna assume the lack of an answer is a yes.
Yeah, it does.
Steve,
That fucking hurt.
a little bit.
I'm going to use. I'm going to use my cunning action, which allows me to take a bonus action of a disengage from both of the targets next to me. And I'm going to move to. Here.
Okay,
So
dive into the corner.
disengage makes us. Yes, and with my bow still drawn, I'm going to take a shot at this one.
Is that perhaps
And
the
because-
magical bow that I gave you at the beginning of the adventure?
Why, yes, it is.
How convenient.
And I also have advantage because an ally is within 5 feet.
Even better. No. Wait, are you a rogue?
Am I
That is not how that works. It's sneak attack goes off if you have advantage on an attack or if an ally is within 5 feet of your target. It does not say that you get advantage if an ally is within 5 feet. It just is either.
Oh no, I get advantage if an ally is within 5 feet because of pack tactics because of being a kobold.
Never mind.
Oh,
That works.
Boom! Knowledge. It takes 20 points of damage.
And none of that is reduced. The creature is immediately banished. Goodbye.
Shisha! I don't have a bonus action, so I can't go back and do this, but I'm gonna cower in the corner, afraid for my life. And my
Damien.
All right, this is all silent, but sometimes I internalize my feelings about my father and lash out unintentionally at things around me. Swing 20.
I like to build up.
Oh. Oh, and he has 2 allies within 5 feet of him. He rolled damage for it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. That's good.
You're welcome.
Don't hit me.
So, Tau, since you're kind of in the way of this very angrily swinging tiefling creature, and you totally can't hear him do any of this swinging or anything, it comes at such a surprise to you when you get hit in the back of the head with a blunt end of his weapon.
Okay.
You're not
I'm back.
You're not taking full damage. I'm saying you're taking half of the damage that you would have done. So you're taking 6 slashing from the errant strike that goes haywire. and whaps you on the head. The other creature, I'm assuming you're attacking this one right here,
Yes.
takes half of the damage that you dealt it as it reduces some of the slashing as well.
Okay.
Tale.
Me and Moon had to look at all of our spells to see if they were fucking verbal. That's what I did at the end. I was just like, son of a bitch, dude.
Okay.
Literally all verbal.
I'm gonna after reeling after being hit in the back of the head. I'm gonna look back really quickly and then I am gonna run
Okay.
to here. And I know that I provoked twice, right?
Yes. You can disengage as an action to not. Unless you want to keep your action
then
for
I
something
can-
else.
I'll provoke.
Okay.
I think.
Stay and beat my meat shield.
20 and 21.
Okay, both of those hit me.
By strength. He drops to the ground dead instantly.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
That is 23 necrotic damage.
I'm unconscious.
Oh god.
I have Sentinel. Can I like use my reaction to attack this dude?
Okay, yes. So, Tau, I'm going to roll 2d4 real quick. What is your strength score right now?
11.
Okay, so you cannot die immediately. You are now at 7.
Okay.
7 is your strength score. 17 slashing, that is going to hit this thing. It's going to reduce it down again to another 8. But that is enough. It is banished.
Nice.
Holy shit, you were like fucking going in.
Where do I fall unconscious?
Right on the
at?
steps. You just literally turn around, beat feet, take 2 shadow swipes to the back of the head, and your face just goes whap right on the steps. Your face also lands on the other side of the arch, meaning that everyone else would be able to hear your face slapping up against the stone steps, but somewhere in a dream of yours, you hear the reverberating sound as it you're unconscious at the point, and you're bleeding out. That's great. Grok,
Do I see my friend? That happened to my
you
friend?
don't hear it.
Do I
Yes.
see it? Okay. Could I rush up to him? I'll take the attack's opportunity.
Oh god.
Very, very heroic growth.
They had
Heroic grope?
a
What?
40% chance to hit me.
He,
Tactically idiots.
So,
the only thing going through my mind is
Ooh, I can get even with him, and I'll dart straight towards him.
I believe this provokes 3 attacks no matter what route you take, right?
I'm fine with that. Go for it.
12, 15, 15.
Miss.
Easy clap.
19 AC, boys. At that point, I would like to step outside
Hmm?
of... Can I hear everything? Can I now cast Destroy Undead?
I will say that before you do that, when you were entering the room, you would have noticed that you stopped hearing Taolei's bagpipes before he entered. But you can speak it, and they only need to be able to see it. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Yes, you can.
See or hear
As
it.
long as you can get the words out of your mouth and say the prayer, you can do it.
I will cast Destroy Undead.
They need to make a whiz save?
Wisdom save.
Alright. Luckily, these
DC, I will tell you the DC right now.
creatures are fantastic in the wisdom department. They have a solid 10, which is +0. So these are raw d20 rolls.
Noise.
One save. There's 4.
Alright. What is it? Destroy is immediately dead if they're 1/2 or lower?
Yep. Mhm.
Gone. Gone. Gone.
Wow.
Poggers!
What the?
You step out of the room.
Do you care if I repeat
Go
this?
ahead.
I'll dart over immediately. My hefty body. You hear the can't hear shit. Never mind. You immediately see me dart over, and you see building up of energy. The same aura that begins to come around me begins to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I eventually look like a orc flashlight, going straight down the hall. I get right next to Tale. I make sure I have one hand on him for a little bit. Sleep tight, friend. And I'll grab onto my holy symbol, and I'll say, for the rest of you, I will send you to hell. And I'll release that huge amount of energy from Gon, which is the Gond, my god, which is red and orange. They'll just go inside of the room.
Immediately, 3 of the creatures explode with a radiant red and orange energy, causing them to dissipate entirely. Psycho, you are in the presence of the last shadow in the room.
Alright. I will re-enter the silence and attack.
This thing had already taken quite a bit of damage, and with the rest of the damage that you do is enough to banish it. It is gone. And as far as you guys know, all of the shadows have been cleared.
Immediately casting Cure Wounds.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, so sad. Wait, but before he does that, I would go on the initiative order before he did. And I rush over and search Telway's body for money and potion.
I don't have any potions.
You find
Hold on, how many-
a pitiful amount of nothing, but you do find some of his money while Gruck tends to.
I'll release a huge bit of radiant energy into you. You'll wake up, Tale, and you'll see, like, you think you're burning on fire for a little bit, and you're not. You begin to calm down. You see all the creatures dead. I'll pull out another healing potion, and I'll set it right in front of you.
I'm gonna open the crypt.
I'm gonna pocket 95 gold, and then I'm gonna motion to Gruck. I'm gonna be like, "You get your half later."
I'm gonna drink the potion while crying.
Psycho,
Is it?
you.
2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
So the rest of you, while you're tending to poor Tale, can see Psycho has not stopped at all in his purpose to open this crypt. Sticks the crowbar on the back half of the slab against the wall. And Psycho, you find that there's actually a lip back there, like a beveled edge that fits something very well. And then immediately you pry the thing open with all of your force, and the stone slab comes flying off, landing in the middle of the room.
It's still silent in the room?
Completely silent.
Like that RS.
Look inside,
Well,
and dark. Like it's empty. Nothing in it.
Huh.
Looking down at Tale as he drinks his potion, crying for a little bit. Give him a slight pat on the back.
I wouldn't let you die. You saved me, and I'll save you. I'm a simple man, and you are a good person when you want to be. Aim for that.
And I'll just give him another pat, and I'll roll my eyes because I know what Steve did, and I'll pull out 20 gold, and I'll just place it down for a little bit.
Why are you giving me money?
You'll figure out later.
And I'll get up.
Okay.
I'm going to poke my head through the archway. The crypt is empty.
We went down here for nothing. I almost died.
Not quite. I was right.
What?
Sorry to interrupt. How do I feel after being hit by those guys? Like, my energy. I'm assuming my strength is like I can barely lift things right now with a -2.
You look at your hand, and it's weird. You can almost see through it, like your hand is incorporeal, only slightly. You can see the bone structure underneath through your skin. Feel very faint, very weak, are still in control of yourself, and yet to fall and collapse on the floor and die.
At this point, Could I see the empty crypt?
Yep, it is a hole in the wall where you would have slid a body into, and there is nothing.
My heart will drop.
Oh,
Can we hear things in this room now?
Nope.
Well, no one can hear me. But
I'm over the archway, so
oh, okay.
an empty crypt can't be a good sign. You think
Maybe.
whatever was in there walked out.
What if? Now hold on. I know you're going to say, "Wow, Taole, good idea." But how about we lay
Wow,
down
Taole,
and
good
sit-
idea.
Just halfway through your sentence.
Thank you. Why don't we just lay down in the things and become spirits?
no.
Well, brilliant.
Right?
Wait, he's onto something. But we have,
I volunteer.
but we have to open up more.
I grab Taole and drag him over to one of the empty crypts and just throw him in.
I'm ready.
I put him in head first, so that it's just his fucking feet out of the. It's he's like stuck in there basically.
I'm gonna take my bow and I'm gonna like be aiming right at the crypt just in case, you know.
Tale, you are
Accidents
Tale,
happen.
you are only momentarily revivified from your friends before your friends then take your body and shove you into a hole in the wall.
It was his
At
idea.
his request.
It's like Elvish High School all over again. It's dark, it's cold, but it's not gross. There are no remains. There's no body. There's no nothing in here. It doesn't even smell bad.
Oh damn.
It's completely empty and it's pristine. This crypt has never been used. At least not this hole.
Close it.
All right, with him still in it, I
You
close it.
damaged the slab when you forced it open with all of your might. It doesn't
Yeah.
lock in place nearly as well as it once did. You figure that to open these, you have to damage the stone slabs enough to actually crack them out of their spot.
Do I see anything in here? Like,
It is
upon closer
no,
inspection.
it's totally dark, totally empty, perfectly carved out, but it's never been used. There's no remains. There's no stink, stains, no nothing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I drag him out feet first.
I hit the ground and then stand up and then do the most comical shrug and shake my head. Like high-shouldered shrug with my hands out. And then I walk out.
I'm actually going
The
to
Elvish equivalent
go
of
to
"Did
the-
I do that?"
Did I do that? I'm gonna walk over to the archway and. So there is no sound within this room. However, when you blow the didgeridoo into the lava, it vibrates the structure greatly.
Yes.
Just the room that
Why
you're
don't we
in.
see what happens if one of us are in? It's just the room that we're in?
Yeah, I mean the shrine room is kind of hooked up to this like funnel of lava, so when it begins to shake and the lava inside of it, which is stone, begins to shake, it does
Okay.
shake the room a little bit, but it's not like the whole thing was subjected to it.
Okay, that's fine then. Alright. Very well. Let us continue then. Downstairs.
Oh shit!
Is garbage. I can't believe we nearly died for nothing. There wasn't even anything in there.
Shasha!
There was a we there.
Shasha! Whoops.
I'll continue following them, questioning what we just looked at and saw. And I'll make sure to keep behind Tally to make sure he's doing all right. Not saying anything, just
I'm skipping, but with less vigor now.
got it.
So, Psycho, you walk down the steps to where it lands, find a room that looks like some kind of vestibules for priests, a little private chamber for them to pray and perhaps go about their duties, though not like a priest's chambers or anything. Really, just probably where their priests would go about their more group-oriented rituals and stuff. Do any preparations. There's another small basin in here, like the one that you saw in the room before, the empty one. If you were to guess, it'd probably be meant to hold holy water or something like that. There's also a door to the south. I'm sure that you open almost immediately.
I am moving along stealthily.
Sure.
Right behind the rest of the party.
This is another storage room like the one that you had seen the back, with the backpack and the bedroll and everything in, except this one hasn't been cleared out for the living situation for anybody. It just contains some additional furnishings, sacrificial implements, more of those books that you'd seen earlier. Speaking of books, Steve, you've
Yes.
you've pretty much gone through the entirety of Zoran's journal at this point, and you've got this whole guy's last several months down pat in your brain. Would you like for me to tell you in private or just out loud what you have found? You guys also have
in private.
you guys also have like a ton of keys that you have been kicking these doors down. Some of them were locked, but that's probably what those keys were for.
In private, preferably.
Okay. Well then.
How do you want to do this?
I can drag you back.
Okay,
on the channel if
let's
you want.
go
You guys wanna go a different
to
one?
leave this channel. I'll call you. Okay. Chat, give me but a moment.
Hello?
So. Hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So there's quite a bit of information in this journal, but it all boils down to a couple of things. Well, quite a few things. First things first, this journal, quite detailed, like in a quite detailed manner, explains describes the plan that this guy Zoran has been going through in the past few months. He has rounded up a small following of people who all seem to suffer from a specific illness. Some very leprous, but like all of the, it's not just random sick people, it's like they share all of the same curse or something. He's also convinced all of them that the only way to cure them of this illness is to go with him, join and follow his leadership, to go slay a goddess who apparently is hiding somewhere, still alive. A goddess that should be dead, but that was never dealt with. He also speculates that through some of his research, he believes that the legends, the local legends, may actually be true about the goddess and how she relates to these cursed, plagued people. Though he doesn't go very much into the like description or lore about very much of it. He talks about how his arrival in the temple was met with some difficulty, since he wishes to go lower into the temple. That's where he believes the god is, but has been unsuccessful. In an attempt to get help for this, he tried to summon a demon. By doing so, he kidnapped or abducted a bunch of people from the town, sacrificed them several times, caused a lot of earthquakes and other natural phenomena to go awry, and then ran out of sacrifices and found some kobolds and tried that with them. He was just getting close to finishing that sacrifice before the journal cuts off very abruptly. The last part of it talks about how apparently there's supposed to be teleportation circles somewhere in this temple. Some person named the Architect used to live or perhaps travel to and from or somehow was related to this temple and hid secret teleportation circles all over the place that he used to travel between the temple and other locations. He believes that some of the information that he's looking for is accessible in other parts of the temple through these teleportation circles, or perhaps parts of the temple that have become inaccessible due to environmental damage or hazards. Specifically, he was looking for the priest's quarters, but has been unable to access them. He cites that door that was buckling in with lava specifically as a thing that he's been wanting to get to, but hasn't been able. That's all the information that you get.
And what was his name again?
Zoran.
Can you spell that? for me?
Zoran.
All right. I think I have the majority of it.
Okay, you want to join back in the room?
Yeah.
Hello.
We're back.
Yes.
As I was saying, fuck weeps. Go on.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, that's the fundamental of how unicorns are made, you know?
Sometimes I don't understand how they're supposed to fit the acorns and peanut butter in there.
That's how I
Me
built my
neither.
time machine.
Yeah. And that's my plan for killing the party. So, continue.
All right, let's
As you guys are investigating around, Steve will look up from his book. He will kind of slam it shut, and he will go, "All right,
What is this riddle, cultist?
we have some problems.
Yes.
We shouldn't be here right now.
Why?
Wait, looking around the room, what type of room is this?
This looks like a vestibule where priests would go to do preparations, to do prayers, to do things to do with temple and shrine and church stuff.
Like a priest's quarters?
Not
Is that what you're saying?
specifically, not like priest's quarters.
I'm gonna look into this room.
Storage room.
Why so?
Priest's quarters would be
Well,
more
a
like
cool-
somewhere where the priests actually live. So far, you found an office, a couple of antechambers, their prep room, the shrine, and this basin room, in addition to 2 storage rooms. You haven't found where they live or where they sleep.
Is
What
there a holy book I could take, even though if I can't read it, I just want to keep one.
One of the
next to
prayer
me?
books?
You can.
Yeah.
I'll hand you one.
Oh, okay, sweet.
What-
I'll take one.
While
Dust it off.
while
and-
you're looking through it, you find something. You find a running theme throughout the book. There's a poem in there. A couple of lines. You're very used to prayer books and how they work and everything. But there's this one poem, this stanza, that repeats itself over and over. It's in like half of the songs, half of the hymns, most of the poems. There is some reference to it a couple of other times in some what probably is just like prayers or hymns or something. There is this saying that is persistent beyond it, or throughout it.
Can I read it?
It's in another language that you do not know.
Understood.
I'm gonna look back down at the journal and kind of start flipping through the pages. Hold on. Tell Leif. What did you all find down that corridor that you guys went down?
Oh, a dining room. The hallway was very long. And then we found lava, magma, more appropriately, slammed into Gruk's body and nearly incinerated him. And
My
then
character shudders.
we found a barracks with about 8 beds that was covered in what appeared to be leper flakes. It smelled awful, and we also found a toe.
Oh, we need to go there then. We need to go that way.
Explain
not this way.
yourself, kobold! I don't
Listen-
take orders
listen,
from
this
you,
journal-
you lesser creature! What?
That this journal is packed full of information, and we need to head towards the beds.
Why?
Well, because I say so. What?
No, you're not
Are
the
you
leader!
questioning me?
Gruk is the leader, we talked about this!
I am Zerida.
Psycho Killer is the leader, we talked
Psycho
about
Kira.
this! Kira, sorry, jeez, I'm suffering extreme pain right now, please.
I am as well. I'm see-through.
Yeah, suck it up. and tell us why. I want to know. Tell
Psycho
me.
Kira.
Correct.
I am telling you that we need to go to those rooms.
I am Zerida, and I declare it is my ideas as we go to these rooms.
Exactly. Yes.
But-
Lead the way.
Make him tell us why. We threw him across an 80-foot
We
pool
go
of
because
lava.
I say so.
God
Listen
damn
to
it.
your
my-
leader.
Fine.
This is my idea.
Well done, Psycho Kira.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Alright. So the group makes their
Yes,
way
exactly what I'm doing.
down the hallway.
Wow, what a good idea. Watch out for the lava that nearly killed our friend, by the way.
Is that magma still active?
It's active in front of the door.
Oh
right?
shit, yeah, that stuff is hot. Since you guys have left, it is extended a little farther than it was last time. It hasn't solidified anytime soon. Or anytime soon. It hasn't solidified just yet. It's like made it all the way down to like this door down here. Some of
Oh.
it has hardened, but it's still active, it's still flowing. The vast majority of it at this point, at the door, is flowing into that funnel way over here.
Oh, I see.
It seems to feed into some of the other river inlets of magma elsewhere in the temple, and it
This
has.
is probably so fucking dumb.
As we are walking, I'm going to read from the journal. We need to keep our eyes out for teleportation circles that may be around the majority of this temple.
Okay, what do they look like? I thought you were literate. How are you reading that
Look
book?
like circles.
They are circles.
I'm gonna take a peek into
That's
the room
it?
that we were in, that we opened so the lava would fill out a little
Yep.
bit.
You want me to draw you a picture?
Yes.
I'm gonna open it
I'm gonna.
so slowly, and if I see even
gonna
a
draw
little
a
bit of lava
circle.
start coming out, I'm running.
I'm gonna draw a circle on a page and hold it up.
Oh.
There, that.
I see now. Very good.
As he says circle.
Yes.
There was a basin towards the beginning.
Hold on, glorious leader, 1 second. Oh, I think I see a circle in this bed, Steve. I'm gonna point at one that's covered in like super like a large amount of
God.
rubber flakes.
I'm gonna
Right
hop on it.
there. Hop on. No, use your face. That's how you use teleportation circles. Didn't anyone ever teach you that in teleportation school?
What's wrong with
Inhale.
this bed? I'm gonna
Nothing.
hop on. I'm just gonna start jumping up and down. What's wrong with the bed?
No, put your face up.
It creaks quite loudly, and as you jump, a ton of dust and leopard flakes go in the air.
Ha!
I cover my
gross.
mouth and
Yeah.
walk
Is
out.
this- Is this where you humans go to?
I'm an elf,
Shed
you prick!
Is this where your kind goes to shed your scales, just like my kind does?
I wish I had scales sometimes.
Yes, it is quite nice having scales.
I was only kidding, you look hideous.
I'm going to investigate around the room for anything that triggers a reaction.
I'm gonna look at the magma for a moment and turn to Taule.
Ooh.
Taure, what if you pray the didgeridoo into this lava here?
I think you should didgeridoo.
Good idea. And then I pull out the didgeridoo.
Uh,
And,
You should don't.
and then I
fucking
skip
damn.
past him, and then I played into the smallest amount of lava.
So even God damn it. Even at the thickest part of this lava, the tube clearly is meant to be submerged at least halfway in, where the etching begins to become much darker, and there isn't nearly enough lava over here to do that.
I put on a very sultry display, then blowing into this thing. To no
It is
avail.
not reverberate
Nice-
nearly
nice
as
save.
loudly or as well as it did the first time.
Nice save. I am investigating and perceiving the room.
So the room is just a regular old barracks. Well, not a barracks. It was probably another antechamber that has been converted into a sleeping room because these beds don't all look like they have been used as long as each other. Some of them are clearly newer, some of them are clearly older, and a lot of them have been desecrated at this point. The ones that are flaky are the newer ones. But other than that, you find some personal artifacts and not much else.
I just want to like push the beds around, like push them away from where they are, just look underneath on the floor and stuff like that.
You find some trinkets and things, but again, nothing super interesting, more flakes. You find like a skin graft that's somewhat intact, and you don't know what part of someone's skin it is, but I mean, it's like 3 inches square of skin.
And delicious. You should eat it.
Gross.
Humans
Totally.
have such weird.
Could you come with me for a moment?
Oh, let's gather everybody. Come, friends, stop inhaling the flakes. I know they are delicious. Alita beckons.
I'm
I'll follow behind all of them.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
going-
waddle behind, nose deep in the journal, trying to find more facts.
Lead on, friend.
I am going to go all the way back to the circular lava basin at the very beginning.
Wait, he's right.
The one you're gonna fill with 2 liters of water.
No, the one past that, actually.
I think he
Oh.
means this.
Leader, hold on, leader. As we pass by this room, I will slam the book shut yet again. Hold on. I think this is it.
Steve, jump in quickly. Just jump in.
What you were looking
Promise.
what you were looking at is basically the equivalent of a stone bird bath that would normally hold holy water. This is not what a teleportation circle looks like, and any of you who can do magic would know that.
I'm gonna open up the this door right
Uh-huh.
here. Leader.
Yep.
And I'm going to point at the ground inside the room that had the weird circle that we saw before, but took no notice of.
What circle?
There was a rune circle on the ground here
No, I
that we saw.
I illustrated what the carving on the bodies of the dead people looked like in this.
Fuck.
I
pointed nothing.
You do, however,
I'm
you do,
going
however,
past it.
notice that
Mhm.
On this side of the temple, there is that rubble that you saw over here earlier. If you remember, part of this wall had collapsed, and there was that small platform that was on the other side of this the magma flow, and it looked like it had been a part of the temple before it had all collapsed. From here, you kind of get some spatial awareness and figure that this is actually the other side of that hallway for the other side of the temple. It loops all the way back around. There's just some rubble in the way.
Psycho, that's where I shoved in the villages. You might see their bodies. I'm just kidding. They're ash now.
Very well. And, well, for the time being, just to sort of get this out of the way, I'm going to ask Tauri to come over here and I said it, the accent. Tauri to come up here and use the didgeridoo into this lava here.
Okay. How far is the lava from the platform?
The platform isn't that high above the lava, and if you like kneel down and blow into it, you can easily submerge it as deep as you need it.
Tale falls to a familiar position on his knees and begins to
God.
blow the didgeridoo.
I'll try to keep...
Just like Elfin High School all over again.
Grab my shoulder, Brooke.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that as I grab onto his shoulder.
All of you walk back out onto this black stone platform that seems to be resistant to the heat of the lava. On either side of the door, you remember that these 2 huge spikes had been driven into the wall, and large iron chains hang from them and end at these metal poles that are affixed to the platform. Taule leans over, dips the didgeridoo, and does the didgeridoo thing.
The didgeridoo jam.
Damn.
causing all
Didgeridoo.
of the magma in the chamber to vibrate and emit the sound of the didgeridoo again. Everyone can hear it echo through the chamber around you and all the way down the inlet of magma that leaves this dome-shaped chamber to the north from here. The whole mountain feels like it shakes. And then
I think now I caused the interruption.
And then, from the north, from the magma river that feeds from this pool, you see a big mound of lava being displaced as something moves into the room.
It's
Oh,
the lava
shit.
turtle!
Fuck yeah!
What? We're going to ride lava.
It's alive! Run!
Don't panic.
Psycho
they're
is so
friendly.
fucking. Psycho is so fucking proud of himself right now. He's just got this big shit-eating grin on his face as he's watching the impending doom.
It's the mound of lava moving like it's alive towards us.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I'm running. I'm running
I'm
full
watching.
speed back.
I'll take a couple of steps back. Well, no. I'll make sure that, if anything, I'll make sure that.
Something's just
Whoa.
appeared on my screen.
Yeah, I saw it popped up for a little bit.
Come on, friends, it's time to ride.
An enormous, gargantuan dragon turtle emerges from the lake of lava. On either side of its shell are two huge iron hooks that look like they could connect to these chains affixed to the wall. Its face just kind of lifts up. They kind of like do the crocodile thing, or like the alligator thing, where it like barely puts its head up above the lava, sees Tao Lei blowing the didgeridoo thing into the didgeridoo lava, magma, and then slowly approaches the platform, raising its shell just above it so that you can walk right onto it.
I skip onto it. No,
I'll
I
let-
do. I do
I'm
a
going
front. I
to-
do a front flip. I do a front flip.
I let go of Tale, as I notice it means no harm, and follow behind him.
You can hear the turtle go.
Hey, Shy.
It bubbles magma all around
Shy?
its face. What's up?
I know this is something. Could I try doing one of the voices for the very big creature?
Oh, go ahead. I know you love doing
hey, dude, it's
growly
fun.
monster sounds.
Oh, they can't see the lava turtle because he's still in the picture.
Whoops. Well.
Hmm.
There we go.
Shit, DM.
No. Shit streamer. Yeah, so now you guys have a lava turtle. What are you gonna call him?
I shall
Gem.
name him Bartholomew.
I call him Tim.
His name's not Tim, it's Bartholomew.
His name is Tim. I am the
Listen to
leader,
your
and I
previous
declare his
leader.
name
I
is Tim.
have a feeling. I have a feeling, Shy, and this is just me being. Should the person that had the didgeridoo be able to name it, or is this like an actual group thing?
Well, I mean, I'm sure the turtle has a name, but it can't really tell you. At least you don't think it can. So
This is true.
it's up to you who names it and what name.
I call it
sticks.
Tim.
Hold on.
Pebbles. I
I'm
like
gonna
pebbles.
put the, I'm gonna put
Chad?
the didgeridoo to my ear.
What was that? Oh, your name is Bartholomew.
I take
I
the
can hear
didgeridoo
it.
from him, smack him in the
Does,
head.
does anyone speak Draconic?
I do.
I do not.
I speak something close to it, goblin.
Steve?
I speak Draconic.
Through the rumbling of the lava, the bubbles that come up around its face, you can actually hear that it's saying something under there. It sounds like someone speaking underwater, but you can hear it.
What's that? Hold on. I'm gonna lean a little closer. What? Speak up!
It lifts its face out of the water. It's like fucking hot because there's just magma dripping all over it. And it says,
Oh fuck yeah!
Welcome back. Is she awoken?
I'm gonna translate that to the party.
He says, "Welcome back. Is she awoken?"
Shut up! And we know you can't speak to it. Stop
Hold on.
lying to us.
Hold on, I'm gonna look in the journal.
Cultist.
Hold on. The journal. No, she's. I'm gonna interconic. No, she's not awoken yet, but we're working on it.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry. Did no one else pick up on welcome back? What?
It's a stupid ass turtle. It doesn't recognize us.
Yeah, of course. Keep your mouth shut, Psycho Kira. Boss.
I'll turn around and look at Steve slowly, glaring at him.
he says, "Where have the priests gone?"
Where have the priests gone?
It's not that slow, but all right.
He's a turtle. It was just, you know.
I'm gonna look to them. I'm gonna say he wants to know where the priests have gone. What do I tell him?
Tell him we killed them.
Their quarters.
No, we killed them. We murdered them. I'm gonna make a stabbing motion and then nod at the turtle a little bit. We murdered
Oh,
them.
shit.
We killed them with our weapons.
Steve, your blade. Could you please touch it to the Taure?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna hold on. I need to translate. Here, you do it.
Okay. I hold Taule and just touch the blade to him so he can't actually say
It comes
anything.
Okay.
Steve, the turtle looks over at Taule, and with his eyes kind of gestures at the pipe, and he says, "Is he the last remaining priest?"
Oh my god, you're still in the priest clothes!
Yes.
Do you care if I just say it in that voice try, or do you want me to stop?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
last
Yeah, dude.
I will remind you that
That is not a lie.
in the offices there were a couple of extra priest's vestments. They looked.
But he's wearing
Yes,
one of the priest's
I
vestments
know
right
that
now.
he is, but
Oh my
there were
God.
some extra ones in there as well, and they looked like they were in decent condition. But the turtle just nods and says, "Very well then. Up aboard."
This is awful.
very well then. Up aboard.
I prefer him.
Gesture for everyone to get on. You said that there were chains that you could attach them to?
It looks like there are hooks on the side of the shell, and these big
Yeah.
chains spiked into the wall look like they the iron spikes sticking out of the ground, not the ones attached to the wall. They have a hook on them, and if you unhook the chain around the post, you could potentially hook the side of the shell of the turtle and keep them there. It's like tying up a horse.
Oh. Okay, right, okay. I am going to... Can we take the chains with us without
No,
actually...
they are fixed to the wall.
Okay. Okay. Alright.
I kind of have some problems, climbing onto the back of a giant turtle that we just don't really know the origins of,
You holding the sword to me?
and having him just
Yes.
kind of like taking us across this lava pit. And I might have like a few problems with that, especially considering that he could murder us at any point, and we're kind of holding him under like false pretenses.
I make a rude
I was-
gesture at Steve.
Do you have any better ideas?
I will slowly remove the blade from Taule and see what is there.
Steve,
I will touch it to him again. And...
I mean, honestly, I might just like sit this one out. It's
Very
Oh,
well.
looks so
Everyone
mad.
else, hop aboard.
I look so mad right now. Yeah, I
Everybody
can't believe
else.
this.
Hop aboard. And Steve,
God.
you can remain behind.
Steve,
I don't want to be here by myself.
Steve,
When people
sometimes
come back-
You have two choices. You come with us or you stay here.
Oh God! I'm gonna like inch my way onto the like turtle with my hand over my eyes. Oh God!
I'm gonna fucking hold him to make sure he doesn't just walk off into the lava.
Steve,
Yeah.
I like you, and I think you've helped me. But my daughter has more balls than you. Get on.
Yeah, I guess we're just taking the turtle in. Whatever.
It is.
What else?
Listen, we either stay here and do nothing, or we make progress, go to a place we have not been before, and potentially stop this threat, then get our reward.
All right,
You wish to see your friends again, do you not?
Yes.
And your family?
Yeah.
Then stop whining and hop on.
I'll step on
Wait,
very, very cautiously.
weren't you related to those kobolds that fled earlier? I forget.
Yeah, totally.
You all look the same.
Yeah, that we do.
I slap him.
How hard is this slap?
You don't just say that.
Why not?
Let's see.
1 point of damage.
No. I don't mean
That's enough to
that.
turn
Well,
him on?
that's hard enough. Tale, you get only mildly aroused.
Stop! You're just making him stronger.
Now on the other cheek.
Slap him on the other
By
side.
other cheek, do you mean you present your ass or like? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I just slap him across the other side of the face.
Your face stings quite a bit, but it's yeah. Thank you is the right word. I think
Oh my god.
I think
Thank you, son.
there is. He doesn't say it out loud, but there's an implicit daddy in the sentence.
Alright, turtle, let's go! And then I slap its shell really hard
I'm still holding
It submerges.
with my foot.
Look at the turtle. The priest says to take us along.
All right, it submerges, and then you all burn in lava and die. No,
Do
I'm joking.
That would have been so anticlimactic and so
This
fucking
has been
dumb.
Temple of the Lava Bears.
Let's debate the entire party with a huge lava
Dude,
fucking turtle
I fucking
dragon,
thought about
and
putting.
then kill all of
I
them.
definitely thought about putting like rings of fire immunity or something, like fire resistance, or like potions that would give you temporary fire immunity, and put them elsewhere in the temple. But I fucking knew it. As soon as you would skip over all of the important rooms, find the didgeridoo, come in here, miss the potions, and then immediately die. So no, instead he just slowly swims with everyone on the surface of the shell, keeping the shell above the lava, through the lava river, out of the domed pool, and into this 40-foot high, probably 60-foot wide, not 60, sorry, 40-foot high, 30-foot wide tunnel that winds and turns with a magma river all the way through it.
Wow, it's beautiful. It reminds me of home.
You guys are on the back of this turtle for probably about 10-ish minutes, just turning between like different winding parts of this lava river, before you hear some more rumbling stone. These are much more potent. In fact, this almost feels like an actual earthquake that shakes the entire tunnel and all of the lava around you. Bits of magma like blot up near your feet and nearly burn you. And then a whole stalagmite from the ceiling, stalactite from the ceiling comes flying down.
Oh
You all
God!
look up, and you are staring at a whole ceiling full of no fewer than 5 piercers.
What's a piercer?
Like the things that. Oh my God! Like the physical living things.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
We will pick this back up next week.
Ah!
I don't know what do they look like.
Did they just like stalactites?
Because piercers are basically like living stalactite rocks that when shit goes under them, they're like, I'm gonna fucking skewer it.
Oh my
They're
Well
like
then.
mobs
God!
from Mario, except they want to murder you even more.
Shy.
Yep.
You did a great job, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
for being here
dog.
for
If
us.
anybody would like to see what a
Yeah.
piercer looks like, here's a nice, definitely not gross picture for anyone. You can
I want to
check
see
the
it.
stream.
I actually planned to use those tomorrow in one of my games.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of those, and they're looking right down. Yeah, they're gross, and they.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
The green
Still
stuff.
though,
it's
1000 IQ play.
texture. Anyways, that'll be it for this week. I will join you guys again next week, hopefully, with no delays or anything. Hopefully it went a lot smoother this time. I know I forgot to swap a couple of the stream overlays a couple times, but the audio should be fixed. I totally forgot to hit the record button because I'm a fucking idiot. But I can pull the VOD off of
Yeah.
Twitch, so that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll
The
see.
quality really works.
We'll see next week what happens in the Temple of the Lava Bears as our friends sail along the back of their newfound dragon turtle friend, and definitely don't get pierced through the fucking skull by a bunch of living stalactites.
Understood.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Yay!
Maybe Moon Moon will actually upload YouTube videos. when this finishes.
If
Bruh.
I have considered uploading these later, the VODs that I have on my own Twitch or on YouTube or something. I'm not figuring out exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but suffice it to say, these games are recorded and you will be able to watch them as much as you'd like later. For now, the VODs last for the VODs last for 2 weeks on Twitch, and then they're immediately deleted by Twitch. But I will be re-uploading them and letting you all know when and where you can find them.
Woo!
Woo! Alright. Thanks for
All right,
hosting.
Alright, I will catch you guys next time.
that's it. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, man. Take it easy.